Nine, eight, seven, six, five, four, three, two, one, go.
How about that one?
Let's go. Come. Yo, Joey C, your neighborhood is spooky. Like the comic killer, our best friend Tukey. Yo, Joey C, you always say you have a great sensibility like ROJ. Yo, Joey C, the super chats are seamless, just like Cardiff Electric, who's a motherfucking genius. Let's go.
You a punk, a sissy, your nickname's doo-doo. Your feet don't match and you don't love Jesus. Punk, a sissy, your nickname's doo-doo. Your feet don't match and you don't love Jesus.
Yo, Joey C, your neighborhood is spooky. Like the comic killer, our best friend Tukey. Yo, Joey C, you always say you have a great sensibility like ROJ. Yo, Joey C, the super chats are seamless, just like Cardiff Electric, who's a motherfucking genius.
Anybody want to send me some tortillas and some watermelons? I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? Why you be bouncing on me, bro?
Let's go.
How about that one? Huh?
His name is Comic X, and you don't never know what to expect. He roams the streets of a small town down in Minnesota, where he thinks he can ride solo. He run his mouth all about Joey C, who we all know is the biggest one to see. Carmiacs can't stop riding on Joey C. Then he must prove to himself he really just sucks like all the rest, because there is only room for one king. He wears that big old ring, singing like a king, while Comic Fix goes doom on the rest. He's one of Lolano, cripple clown clips. What a Catalano, cripple clown clips. One of Catalano, cripple clown clips. What a Catalano, cripple clown clips. He's one of Catalano, cripple clown rips. He's one of Catalano, cripple clown clips.
His name is Karmic Sack, and you don't ever know what to expect. He roams the streets of a small town down in Minnesota, where he thinks he can ride solo. He run his mouth all about Joey C, who we all know is the biggest one to see. Carmiacs can't stop riding on Joey C. Then he must prove to himself he really just sucks like all the rest, because there's only room for one king. He wears that big old ring, singing like a king while Carmix goes down on the rest. He is one of Catalano, crippled clown clips.
Good morning. What's happening in the world of today? Fuck Karmic X. That's all I gotta say. Fuck that clown. What's happening? What's everybody doing today, huh? What's everybody doing today? I just called to check in, see what's going on with everybody. I thought I'd check in. Don't know if I'm staying long, if I'm staying short. The whole object is you can't get me to talk. It's a show about nothing. So I dare you, get me to talk. Can you do it? Let me know. If someone can say something or do something spectacular, Rick from New York, what's up, buddy? I'll say hello to my friends. But if there's anybody seriously in the chat that thinks they can get me to talk or say something or find out something, I challenge you. Go right ahead. Until then, let's listen to some more of that great blowjob artist, the great comic Clown X, featured this morning. I can't figure that guy out, yo, man. That guy is fucking, he's a fucking, I don't know what to even think about him. That guy's a head case for sure. And a liar. And he likes to talk shit and smack. He don't know who I am. He thinks he does. He thinks he does. He fucked up. He blew a good friendship. Fuck him. But you know what? I'm not going to dwell on that shit. Because this is a show about nothing. You can't make me talk. I promise you that. So, on that note, I will tell you this. Try to get me to talk. Ask something. Let me hear what you got to say.
Calling the clown.
No, that's not it. I'm looking for something here. I'll challenge anybody. You can't get me to talk or answer anything. You ain't got it in you. If you can, I'll give you a penny. If you can't, you got to give me 2 pennies. Is that the deal? I just ate a bunch of kratom and I can't stop smoking cigs. He says he can't stop smoking cigs. Tell me, Rick says, my boy Rick says, I got to be serious when Rick's asking me something. Tell me why interleague play ruined baseball. Oh, come on. It did ruin it. I'm glad you noticed that. We're not going to talk baseball today. Maybe today I can give you a call or something. You give me a call this evening, and we could talk about that because I got to stay on path with this show about nothing. But you're right, 100%. It did. It did. They said it was going to make it better. Oh, yeah, we go out and play the American League. Yeah, it's going to make it better. And they only did that because of the big strike that killed the fucking baseball in 93. Or I was thinking of 93 when they didn't have World Series. That's why they did it. That's exactly why they did it. They made a lot of mistakes after 93 to try to bring baseball back. Yeah, the head storing brains in the fucking MLB office in New York. Yeah, they all have it. They all had it. Problem is, it's very simple. Too much money, too much power going to the wrong people. And that's what happened. And that's exactly what happened. I already talked about that, man. You can't get me to talk again. See, you couldn't. You almost got me. Morning. Good morning, chain smoker. 010, how are you? Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yes, sir. I'm trying to find this other song here. Let me see. You guys see my banner on the bottom there, right? Supertips.gg is up and running. And we're doing a membership drive. So we're 13 away from 100. We're trying to get the channel back on track. And we employ you and we ask the good people to get that fever back. You once were on my side. You once were on my team. You once believed in me. And I'm ready to be committed now to you 100. So let's get this membership drive going. While you guys are begging and thinking about that, just seeing if you want to put some stock in this old horse. Does this old horse still got it? I don't think I never lost it, but I don't know. That remains to be seen. I think the storage thing is going to work out good. The Catalano Network channel with the Friday show is going to be good, I think. Especially, when I do nothing but just show up and listen to my earpiece when he's got to tell me something. Or he wants me to ask something or say something. He's a good producer. And I'm very pleased with the first outing. So anybody got to get anything about that, you can't get me to talk. I promise you can't. But you could try. This is a show about nothing. It's 6:54 a.m.
His name is Karmic said, and you don't ever know what to expect. He roams the streets of a small town down in Minnesota, where he thinks he can ride solo. He run his mouth all about Joey C, who we all know is the biggest one to see. Carmiacs can't stop riding on Joey C. Then he must prove to himself he really just sucks like all the rest. Because there's only room for one king. He wears that big old ring, singing like a king while Carmix goes down on the rest. He is one of Catalano crippled clown clips.
Bam. Let me read. Let me see. Let me look at this chat. See what we got going on. Carmack thinks you're an easy target. That's why the bitch puts you in the list. I would. He ain't got no ball. I wish he would. I wish he would step. I wish he would put me on a list. I heard about his list. He could kiss my ass with his list. And the fact that this guy had the balls to say I ride in him and I need traction from him. I think a couple people told me Joey C was well established and known in the Devilverse before you even were thought of. I don't need him for anything. I never had intentions of doing anything with that man or taking anything or wanting anything from him. I didn't give a shit. You know. Good morning, Mr. Mason in Portland. How are you, my friend? You know, Rick. I mean, you know how it is, Rick. You know, look, enough's enough, man. You know, he wants to talk his smack. Tell him to come. He can keep talking. That's all he talk. I'm Carmack X. I'm tired. You know, you can just suck my dick. Oh, I'm a girl today. Let me put on some lipstick. Oh no. Oh no. My girlfriend. They talked about my girlfriend. You can't do that. You can't do that. I don't allow it. I'm not that kind of man. But you tell everybody to suck your dick. All right, that's good. He tells everybody suck their dick. That's what he does. Suck my dick. Suck my dick. Suck my dick. That's yeah. But nobody tells him anything. He's Carmack X. Carmack Blowjob X. That's what he is. I mean, look at the guy. He's a fucking mess. He is a fucking mess. Now he's going after this fucking young little 25-year-old porn girl. He's demented. He's demented. First of all, she's 25, dude. You're 40 what? I mean, come on, man. Mason in Portland, everybody give a big round of applause. These are the solid guys. We got some solid guys in here. Chainsmoker, Rick from New York. We got Mason from Portland. These are some of the old school guys. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of good people in here, you know? A lot of good people. A lot of good people. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good to see all the old crowd. So what was I gonna say now? So today the last part I need comes in. It's supposed to be in today. They said Monday delivery for the bike. Once that comes in, I could finish. We could wrap up all the wiring and connect every A to B, every dot to everything to plus to minus, everything to hot to cold, everything to the firewall, everything to the to the fuses, to the relays, connect the dots, get it all going, test everything with the ignition, make sure the lights come on, make sure that when you push the start button, you hear the engine trying to crank. First, we got to do it manually today. We got to turn the motor today manually. You know, before you start it, since it hasn't been started, I don't know how many years. That girl is crazy. Rick says, Brad. I mean, I see a disaster, but you know, listen, young woman like that who had either strippers or in the porn business, have serious daddy issues, and are silly fucked up in the head. That's a shame to say. Uh, it's a shame to see a young mind wasted like that. I mean, have some self dignity, you know. And I think did she go on Carmack's last night at the end there? She was looking like she was higher than a kite. I mean, she looked like she was out of her fucking mind, man. And, you know, and everybody's trying to extort her, man. You know, I tell you what, I would never bring her on my show. I would never want to talk to her because it's just not proper, you know. You know, I don't know, man. It's just she's a baby, you know. It's like a child, you know. In my eyes, I'm 60 years old. You know, it could be my granddaughter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got kids older than her, so I'm very old fashioned when it comes to women acting like that. You know, I just don't condone it, man. Not like that, man. You got a mind, you got the looks. You don't need to flirtatiously or put your body on screen and and do that stuff. You know, open your socks drawer, Rocky. Yeah, Rocky, you're opening a sock drawer. You know, I'm just saying, I don't. These people are. And then my boy last night, Tommy Jordan, got freaking suspended. He kept playing like real music, and he kept fucking. He was drunk or something. He kept sending me links. I get on, and all of a sudden he just leaves me there, and he cuts the story. The YouTube cut the stream, and then he sends me another link, and then I go in. He's more tore up. I don't know what's happening with him, man. My son, Tommy Jordan. I'm worried about him. Morning, Chainsaw. I said good morning. Yes, I did. Well, this probably I got a probably older chat. Let me see. Rick says. Where's Rick? Rick says. she'll throw herself at him and he'll jump on it and hook line. Of course he will. Of course he will. You know, he's gonna cry about the other one. Oh, I love her. Yeah. Dude, if you love someone for real, you don't talk to other women. You don't flirt with other women. You just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Joey pulls out of the political race. No, I haven't officially yet. I haven't done the paperwork yet because someone called me up and said, "Why don't you just stick with trying to get the signatures in Florida? See if you could make that. See if you could get the signatures." And if you do that, then maybe you'll change your mind. Because if you could lock up Florida, which is the most out of all the states, is the most signatures is needed is in Florida, 145,000. Other states are nowhere near that. Some states are 10,000, 2,000, 500,000. None of them are like what Florida is. So you live there, you got to do it for the next 12 months. Get the signature. Good morning. Good morning to Mr. Winfield. Win Fidel TMM. Hello, good morning. Welcome. So I did talk to the FEC on Friday. I told them that I had to do I had probably the software that we have upload the end of the year report. I couldn't. It wouldn't let me go through it. It kept giving me problems, glitches. So it was due to 31st, and so they were closed Thursday. So Friday, I got a hold of somebody in that office, and I talked to them for a few minutes, and I was lucky they were there Friday. This person was there, but because I had an extension, I rang and they happened to answer the phone. So, and I told them, have it all the software. I don't know if it's not working with me or it could be something I did. I don't know, but they said not worry about because I haven't started accepting campaign contributions. I have no expenses left. I don't have no money owed anywhere or anything like that. So mine would be all zero my report because I haven't started that part of the phase yet. Because I wanted to get the signatures first and then go and then throughout this year I was going to go out into the communities here and just go like set up some things. I had at Publix. I was talking with Publix. They were going to give like little care bags at the end for the people. I was going to go to the park district. It was very low cost, maybe like $200-300, and meet and greet with people. But I wasn't going to talk politics. I was just going to meet the people to show them I'm an ordinary person. I'm not a politician. I'm just like them. Talk with them. Show them I bleed like you. I dress like you. Some of you might have been in prison. I've been in prison. Some of you might have been jobless. Some of you might have been with some of the same illnesses I had, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And just show them I'm a real person and why I think I'm running, why I think I can make a difference, and how much it's important to bring back America to the people, not the crooked politicians, which I know I'm 1 in 10 million of a shot to ever get in office. I'm 1 in 10 million to get all the signatures to get on the ballot. But the point is I took the initial step to apply, was accepted. I am on the list of all the people running for president. To me, that's a big deal right there. I put a lot of work into it. I've done a lot of stuff, made a lot of phone calls, set up a lot of stuff, learning stuff, how to PR myself. I don't have a crew. I don't have a manager. I don't have, I got my wife, my family. I got my family. They'll get signatures. And, you got to set up each state. You got to use their forms. Like Rocco wanted to do Colorado. And so I did announce that, but I haven't officially done the paperwork yet. So the person said, give it some thought. You got plenty of time. You're not taking campaign nothing yet. You haven't done so. You filed everything you're supposed to. You did it properly. We got it in now, and just think about it. You got plenty of time. Just as long as you follow all the procedures, which I do. So I don't know. It's everybody says it's a joke. I'm serious. If I could make that accomplishment, just the fact if I could even get the signatures, that's speaking volume. You know what? The bottom line is I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Nobody else. I don't see nobody else I know trying to do that. Maybe it is the craziest thing in the world, but maybe maybe I just want to make a difference. Maybe I want to get heard. You know, a lot of people say that I got a gift of gab, so I could have been a politician or I should have been an evangelist. Okay, you're probably right. I've always was intrigued by politicians, but coming from Chicago, which is one of probably the most corrupt state in the United States for crookedness and politicians that are corrupt. Nobody's more corrupt than Chicago. The Daily Machine and the Al Capone era, they put that on the map for life. Every alderman, every congressman, they're all corrupt. They're all crook. I mean, look at our Senate. All the old guys have been in there for 50 years. I mean, these guys, they use so much of your money, tax money, to go to lunches. They fly to other countries to take a bunch of their friends to lunches and use fuel. And they do all that. That's stealing every day, and they fuck with Trump, who is not a politician, and I'm not saying he's squeaky clean. Nobody's squeaky clean. Nobody. Nobody that's ever been a president has been squeaky clean. I promise you that, but there's a lot of them that are sick. Look at Illuminati. Look at some of the presidents that are part of Illuminati. That's a cult, you know. So a lot of secret societies with politicians like that, and yeah, and you know what? And I believe that the senators, if you touched in an area that could hurt them, they would probably have someone assassinated. I believe that with all my heart that they would. I believe that the president has his own assassination team, with the CIA. That's his like his own personal team. You think that they don't do stuff like that? People are so naive. There's a lot of things that the military has done secretly for our country that was probably not so kosher to do, but they do it. So this is all true. I'm not just blowing smoke up anybody's ass. Everybody thinks I'm dumb and stupid and ignorant and just an idiot, but I'm not. You know, I understand corruption. I really do because I lived it. I've seen it. I've seen stuff that a lot of people haven't seen. And stuff that I don't talk about. I've seen people on payrolls. I've seen envelopes going from drug dealers to big politicians in neighborhoods and wards. I've seen all that. I've seen them help. It's just if it's money involved, and if people don't believe that envelopes go all the way into the White House, you're naive. They all get money, all of them. You think we can't fix the borders with the fentanyl? I mean, let's God bless it. How many children and young men and women are dying in their 20s or from 18 to 25 that are dying daily on fentanyl? I mean, it's a 50-50 crapshoot when someone puts a bag of fentanyl in front of them and decides to snort a little bit. 50-50 chance they're going to live. First of all, what idiot wants to do that kind of drug to risk that? Every time you do one, it's a 50-50 chance you're going to live or die. So the person doing it, something's wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that could help them and knows they're doing it and don't go help them, and you got problems, man. I mean, because let me tell you something. If anybody knows about struggles with addiction, I know. I know about struggles with addiction. Okay. I struggled myself for many years. And I haven't even touched in the 3 years hardly at all. All I keep saying is I haven't even began to start the journey on that because it's so personally deep to me that I've said so many things about my life already. And it's got ripped apart and been put in the wrong way, you know. And people try to change things and call me, but there's so many things that I want to do with just my addiction years and to help, because let me tell you, I know the back of my hand addictions like anybody of you know your job that you've been doing for 20 years or 30 years or a skill you have. I know addicts better than anybody. I know how they're going to lie. I could put 10 plays ahead of what they're going to say and what they're going to try to do. I've seen it all. I know it all. I could help people on drugs, and I want to help people. I've been wanting for a long time because I lived it. I've watched people die from it. I've watched people OD from it. I've nothing's worse than when somebody close to you dying in your arms from ODing or you find them dead. I found my half sister dead in 1998. I was with her at her house, and I was in the living room, and about 7 in the morning, I went in the room and I tried to say goodbye to her, but she felt real cold. I tried to wake her up and nothing. So my dad was married to her wife. Now, like I said, I didn't start to get to know my real father until my adult years. And like I said, he was never there for me as a father, as far as a child. When I was a child, never supported us, never gave us anything. But he still was my father, so I tried to have a relationship. It was always up and down. I fought with him. We didn't talk for a year, 2 years, but he was always just never. I can never understand that he never really looked at his kids as kids, but like I was his friend, and I'm like, how about a dad, and I told you, I think I told a story once. He on the New Year's, I asked him a question. He told me, get over it, grow up, quit crying like a bitch. And I'm like, wow, I ask us, I want to know something, connect with you. But anyhow, I didn't know who to call because I was freaking out. So I called him, and he was over uh, at his apartment with my stepsister's mother. And I go, I think she's dead. He goes, stop, do not call the police. We'll be right there. He gets there and he tells me, go take a shower, clean up, get your head straight. I'm gonna clean this room. My sister, I didn't know, but my sister was 23 and she had, I guess, cervical cancer real bad, and she was not gonna die. She was like already dying, and she had a little boy 7 years old, and they told her that it was terminally. There was nothing they could do for her. She didn't tell nobody, so she went on a reckless binge for over a year. She was drinking like a half gallon of vodka. I didn't. She was mixing all these pills, whatever she could find in the house, in the cabinet. She was doing cocaine heavy, and I knew about the cocaine, but I didn't know about and the drinking, of course, which I didn't agree the way she was doing it. But I didn't know about all the different pills she was mixing. Well, apparently that night that she died, um, uh, she I know she drank a lot that day and she did some cocaine, but I didn't know she did heroin, and that was the killer. She was 23 years old, man, and I'm the one that found her, and I've lived with that. That's a story I lived with my whole life. It's something that bothered me my whole life, and I felt responsible, or I was messed up. I was high on cocaine that night, and I was like geeked out and stuck. I was stuck in a stuck position in her living room, and I thought I heard someone gasping for air all night, but I was so fucked up I couldn't move off the couch. And sure enough, when I was telling my dad that, he said, "Dad, yeah, you could have probably got in here." She was choking, she was gasping. And that's when so I guess I was hearing her choking and dying, and I didn't even do nothing about it because I was so fucked up. So that spiraled me into a lot of more years of every time I thought about it, I got higher and higher. So there's a lot of reasons, of factors of why I did drugs and to heal pain. I had a lot of pain. It was the way I covered pain. But so I know what it is to see someone die or before you or almost die before you, and it's rough. Only she got better. Yeah, but see that's the worst part that she didn't share that story with nobody. Didn't even tell her mother. But her kid went with the father that she wasn't with anymore, and he was a good dude, and he raised his son really good. Michael is 31 now. I haven't seen him since he was 7 years old, and the dad was a real good dad, and he took his son, and he raised the boy. They stepped in, and he was always a provider when they weren't together. He had Michael every weekend, but the kid came out good from what I understand. And then my stepmother lasted 10 years to the date. She died. My dad found her the next morning. My dad was in Vegas. They were living in Vegas, and she came. They went to bed. My dad said, and when he woke up in the morning and rolled over to see if she was still in bed, this is what my dad told me because he came to Florida after that because he died in Florida, and then he came and stayed here for a couple years. He said the minute he turned over and looked at her, he knew the way she was laying that she was dead. And my dad, I never heard my dad cry, so he had called me, and he was crying on the phone, and I couldn't understand him. And I thought it was someone pranking me. I go, this ain't my dad. My dad don't ain't no cry. I mean, he's like he's not emotional. And he goes, she's dead, and she grieved so much over her daughter, which is what I worry about my wife because losing her daughter, they never recover. So I'm walking around just always making sure my wife's okay because she grieves so much and in so many ways. But my stepmother, 10 years to the date, she died at 58 years old. Beautiful woman, man. Beautiful woman. And my dad loved her a lot. And they were actually married, believe this or not, they were married twice. They got divorced and found themselves like 10, 12 years later because she got remarried and she had another kid. This is why my dad and her divorced because it's a long story. I'll get into another day. But when my dad was on the police department, they were having marital problems, and she stepped out on my dad with my dad's partner, and that's what led my dad to being kicked off the police department because when he got shot in 1979, it wasn't what he said happened. after the investigation, someone came forth and said, no, there was two cops shooting at each other from the police cars. It was his partner and him shooting at each other. My dad missed him, and he got my dad in the hip. And after the investigation came out that my dad lied about the whole thing and covered it up, they both got fired. The other guy fought 10 years to get his job back. He went back on a job, and my dad was asked to leave Chicago, and they wouldn't prosecute, and he got his 3/4 of his pension, whatever years he had in. I think he had 15 years in. He took it in 3/4 of his pension, one lump sum, and he left it. That's when my dad went to Vegas, and he was out there for 25 years. But so yeah, my dad was not a good character. Definitely not a good role model. But I mean, but he tried later on with his last couple of years, and I just listen. I told him, I don't know if I could respect you, but I'm not going to be a jerk to you because you gave me life, but you never were there for us. And when my sister called me and said he had cancer and he was fourth stage. I told her I can't do it with you because I watched my grandparents die of cancer. It's the most horrible thing to watch someone die of cancer. And I told her, you're on your own with this. I can't do it. I can't go through that. So when she died, my sister called me and he was at the VA hospital. He died when I got there at 3:30 in the afternoon. He had died like at 3:05. He was smiling, so he must have made peace because he had a big old grin on his face. And then they took him away, and they asked us what funeral arrangements would do, and I had no clue what to do because I never was prepared for that. I told my sister, I don't know what we're gonna do, man. I mean, does he got any friends? I mean, so my sister said, well, I guess I'll cremate him. I go, I guess you will. So I said, why don't you see maybe you get some good out of him? So we donated him to science, and they hacked him up, and they actually said they found something through his cancer that helped somebody, another person that had the same thing he did. So, and then they said, don't worry about it. We'll cremate him, and when we're done with him, we'll call you to come pick him up. So they took care of everything, and that's what we did. We didn't even have a service for him. I mean, uh, like I said, he was never around for us, and I think we took care of him to the end, and I'm the one that came up, give his body to science and let them, do research and maybe it could help somebody, and he did. So I was happy about that. So all I know is we got his ashes, and my sister, we went there, picked him up. It came in a regular big fucking cardboard box with all his ashes in there. And I was under the impression when you donate to places like that do that for research, they don't cremate one body at a time. And I heard they put multiple bodies in the furnace, so you don't really get your real. You don't know what it could have been a mix of everybody. And I tried to tell my sister that I go that could because the way they told me that's the only thing. If they do it, this is what could happen. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna get the ashes in here. I don't want none of that. So my sister got it. She goes, I go, you know what they said? I go, that's probably not him with 10 other people in there. So she gave me it, and I threw it in the trunk of my car, or her car actually, because she had gotten this is when my sister went on this before she went to prison. She was sliding off the deep end, so she had owed money on her car. She was behind. They were looking to repo it. So she says, I got to go get another car because they're going to repo this car. She went and got another car, and she had this parked. And I go, the repo, it's got tracking in it. So they're going to get it. They'll find it in the driveway. She goes, do you want to drive it until they find it? So I took the car, and I took the tracking system out. I took it to my buddy's, and he got out the tracking system. And I kept the car for 6 months and drove it around all over the place. And I think they spotted the local police spotted it was in a parking lot, and they ran the plate, and I guess it came back that it was the repo company's been looking for it. So when I came back to my car the next morning, it was gone, and the ashes were in the trunk. So he went to the repo lot with the fucking car. So it's the last time I saw him. And that's a true story too. But my whole point to this is I want to help people. I can help people. I think I can make a difference in someone's life to help them get off being an addict. Very, very serious shit, man. Very serious shit. It's a disease, bad, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, a very bad disease. So, we got Johnny who? Johnny Rockwell, HNY, everyone. Whatever that means, buddy. Toddler Coughlin. And why are you buying views again? I don't buy nothing, sir. First of all, I don't even have the ability how to do something like that. Second of all, I'm not going to waste money like that. So, I mean, I don't even know what something like that would cost. I would imagine it's pretty pricey. So, I ain't going to worry about me wasting money. So, like that. So I don't know. I mean, I do believe that someone is messing with me for like a month now, and they keep buying views. I don't know. I know that whatever it's showing, I can guarantee you half of it's legit because I know I had a base of 50 to 80 people on a regular basis. So I don't know who's messing with me. I can tell you this: I don't do shit like that. So, and everybody even said that. Even I've heard everybody say that. We know there's no way, Joe, because I don't. I would. I'm just not my character. But I've asked somebody, and the more if I ask and talk about it, they're going to keep doing it. So I just don't say nothing. It don't matter because I've always had good recourse after I did a live show. Anyhow, people went back and watched my show. Anyhow, I always got 500-600 people to go back and watch it. They always did. I had good retention, always on all my streams. My walk and talks, I had thousands of streams every stream. So it's a different when you stream on your phone. It goes out to much hundreds of thousands of more people than it does when you do it through these EV Mux or StreamYard. When you do it straight through YouTube, it goes out to every single person on YouTube. So you get more. And here's a view. If someone just clicks on for 1 second, that's considered a view, so you get counted as a view. Hey, it is what it is. I never said I was a fucking Brennan channel or a B Dabbler network. I never said any of that. So, but I've got a good amount of views, and I got I've got a good amount of subs. My subs stayed still for about 10 months. Now we went up about 300 or 400, but I hardly stream. Like I said, everybody's saying I did 70 something streams since April, but it's not. If you go back and count where he started, Lou was still in some of those. So if Lou was in it, that means it was still before I left. So it was in the high 40s that I think I've done, and it doesn't matter. I don't care what anybody thinks because I can stream and do whatever I want. Take off as long. I took off to take care of my health. Okay, I'm 48 pounds lighter, looking better, and I got 32 more to go. So I don't owe anybody that because I did it for myself. And I can tell you this. Everybody says I'm full of shit. You ain't gonna do nothing. You're just all talk. No, I said I was gonna get healthy, and I did. Shmuel Buckman was talking about you. I don't, who's Shmuel? Who is this Shmuel Buckman? That's my whole point. Who is he? Well, he says I'm no good. Why does he say that? What makes him think I'm no good? Because he's a fucking piece of shit that fucking looks like a weirdo, that looks like a fucking child molester with his fucking shaved eyebrows and his wicked eyes. Could you imagine running into him at nighttime? He looks like fucking Hannibal Lecter. Who is this fucking old guy? Shmuel talk. Who gives a fuck? Shmuel Buckman is a zero in my eyes. He's got no traction with anything I do. He talks. That's all he does. But I know Tom Gully's a good guy. And that's right. The fucking facts. You know what? And Tom knows me pretty good. And I don't bullshit my friends. And I've had a couple of times we've had some good baseball talk. Tom's a very knowledgeable guy in a lot of fields. A lot of people don't like Tom either. All the good people that are smart or successful, people hate on that. People say I'm the dumbest guy in the world. I don't. You know what? Believe what you want to believe. You know what? Because all I know is when someone takes my stories and they twist it and they add their own stuff, by the time 10 people do that, they make it so fucking unreal. And they got in this Dabbleverse, everybody believes in it. It's your series of thinking is stupid. Okay, I'm not a comedian. I never tried to be funny. I tried to put out. I worked hard sometimes to put out. I tried every possible show. So I just said I'm going to be myself, and that's what I done. Everybody says this and that, but everybody comes to watch. Everybody comes to fucking give money. Everybody just does that. So if I'm that terrible and I'm that fucking bad, then why the fuck do you come here? Because you can't troll me no more because I don't even pay attention to that shit. So, and you weren't even good at that when you did it. So what's the difference? I mean, either you want to be here or you don't. I want people here that want to be here. People that are interested in what I'm going to say. Karmic is persecuted. Karmic ain't nothing. Karmic thinks he's God and he's not. The guy's never been out of a town of 400 fucking people. He's wet behind the ears. He doesn't even know about life. He's 40-something years old, haven't even experienced nothing. Nothing. He said I wasn't a man. He said, so being a dad and a grandfather makes you a man? What is he, fucking stupid? Yeah, I think being a father and a grandfather does make you a man. The fucking idiot. He's so fucking stupid. He is dumb. Okay? And he fucking goes and he fucking talks shit about me. And Everybody saw the fucking Alex Stein thing, and I did the total opposite of what he fucking thinks I did. I pumped him up. I sat there. I supported him. I did everything. He's a fucking lying piece of shit. I didn't need, first of all, I don't need him to go on Alex Stein. I don't need him. I talk to Alex regularly. I got a friendship with Alex Stein. When Alex comes to town, he calls me. We do things, okay? So he's the one that's got it twisted. He should have took it gracefully when Mersh helped made the phone call, and then I talked with Alex. Instead of just say, thanks, guys. No, he wants to go and fucking say, Mersh wanted to talk about my girlfriend. Mersh wanted to talk about my girlfriend. Mersh could give a rat's ass. I don't never met Mersh, but I listen to the guy sometimes, and the guy makes sense. You know? I mean, it's like people don't like Chad. I love Chad. Chad's always been kind to me. You ever hang out with Chad, he's nothing what people said he is. He said the same about me. He goes, man, you're the total opposite. Because people lie. They run with shit and they lie. Good morning, the Bob Banks. So, and I get tired of the people that claim they're fucking their fans and I don't mind the ball busted, but when you go in and you buy into that shit, it just frustrates me to no end, you know. And I couldn't be more clear why I left. I didn't feel it no more. I didn't feel like me and Lou were clashing. I felt like I was burnt out. I was fucking very ill. I was kept gaining weight. I was not sleeping. I was fucking aggravated. I was fucking making myself miserable. I had to make a change in my life, and I had to get healthy, and that's what I did. That's what I did. And I'm going to say I'm 60% better than I was in April. I'm not 100% yet, but I'm 60%, and that is a big improvement. Nobody, everybody said he ain't gonna do shit. This guy's gonna die. No, okay, whatever. I never done anything I said. But when I tell you prove it that I didn't do something, no one could do anything like that. When people went at me and said all this shit about my dad and all this shit, I came back with proper paperwork and proof of everything. I dismantled everybody that's ever came at me with something hard. That's a fact. I'm not John. Okay, John could never produce nothing. I can. I did and will continue. When I was wrong with somebody, I fucking admitted it. I've always been accountable. I've corrected my mistakes. I've apologized to people. And you know what? I don't care what anybody thinks. You know, when my son had a problem a couple months ago, everybody, you got to bring your son. Why do I got to bring my son on the stream? Everybody wants content. My son said, fuck no. This is the woman I'm going to marry. I don't care what they think. So she had an off day. She wasn't just talking about my son. She was talking about her own brother. She trashed her own family in that day or over that week. Because she had some illness. But you know what? My son's officially married to her. She's married to her. He loves her and she loves him. Okay? They got married last Monday. She carries the Catalano name now. So, and I'm proud to have her as my daughter-in-law. I didn't go half-cocked because she was saying stuff like that. My son said, Dad, just let it go. Trust me, I love this woman. She's not right. She's emotionally strained right now. Okay, son, I trust my son. My son just got a large promotion. He's worked hard the last 2 years with the same job and got a major promotion. So he got married. He asked her to marry. She did. And they're grooming him to be a general manager in his business, which he's going to go from what he's making now to over 100,000. This kid's 31 years old, and he's always been one of the smartest sons I had, and he's got everything on track. He's everything's coming. Like I told him, you work hard, you put the work in, you stay working, you stay focused, you stay dedicated. You're going to have a lot of bad days, but keep it positive. Just remember everything I tried to teach you, and just stay working, focused. Don't get involved with bad people. Just work hard, work on yourself. He did that, and it paid off. Everything I told him paid off. Now he's starting to feel, and I go, and when you get success, that don't mean you back off. You work even harder. They want to groom you to be a general manager. Now you got to really prove yourself. Just because you got this promotion to a manager, now you got to really work. Now you got the work is getting harder. The grind gets harder. Don't make my mistakes. My son's the opposite. He don't have a mouth on him. He don't disrespect, like, you know, he don't tell people to fuck off. He's educated. He's well spoken. My son is the total opposite of me because I made sure he was. Made sure most of my kids were. Okay? Like I said, my oldest daughter, master's degree. All my grandsons just started college. I never wanted my children to emulate anything of me because I know what I did wrong, and I want it better for them. The whole idea when you become a parent is you want your children to be better than you. And then they got to grow up and they want to make their children better. You want to keep improving the generations. And I know what my dad didn't do that to us, but I did it to my children. I made sure that that's going to happen. whether I had problems and whether I wasn't the best dad. Let me tell you something. My youngest son and my youngest daughter, the one that's in prison, can tell you, never did I leave my children for one time until they were adults before I left their mother. I was there for everything they ever did. I took them to work with me. They went on the road with me. I gave them nurturing. I taught them what I can. I kept them away from doing anything stupid. But I still was not doing them right when I was being an addict. And then when Adam Bush, that time when we interviewed, he said, "Don't you think they knew?" I mean, I never did nothing for him, but I thought about it. He's right, because I was talking to my daughter last month. She calls me through the relay operator, and she says, she said, "Dad, I know that I never physically saw you do any drugs, and I didn't even know you were an addict." She goes, "But when I was 15 is when I caught on that I knew you were on drugs." And I go, "What are you talking about?" She explained it to me because I didn't know she started doing drugs at 14 years old. And she says, "I knew," she goes, "Be honest with me. When I was 15, and you've never done anything in front of us, but were you high?" And I go, I didn't know how to answer that. So I'm like, "Truthfully, I probably was." She goes, "I knew it." She goes, "I never said it to mom or never said it to Dominic, but I knew you were. I feel that." I go, "Well, you were right." So yeah, I understand. My actions or what they saw might have been the cause why she started drugs. I understand now what Adam was trying to explain to me. Even though I said I was, I didn't. But you know what? I didn't even fathom to think that phase. But what if I'm different? Something they notice that's off. And people with disabilities, like deaf or blind, they have other senses that are really strong. So my daughter picked up on it. Just like Adam said, how do you know they didn't? And now I find out one of my children did. They suspected it and knew it, but they never said nothing until now. So now I get it. My things that I did somehow did affect my family. It did. But I didn't look at it like that. See, when you go back, when you stay sober, and now you're getting older, and I'm a senior citizen. I'm technically a senior citizen. And you start really thinking of your life and all the mistakes you made. And you sit there and you second guess yourself. But I don't want to say I have regrets. I made mistakes, but every day I try to correct something to better myself. Every day I try to better myself, fix something that I was really bad at. I had a bad temper. I was always angry. I was an addict. So I fixed the addict part. Very well, I've been working on my anger very well. It's becoming very where I'm a civilized person to talk to certain people now. I could sit down and listen and not speak. It was very difficult for me for a long time in my life to listen. I wanted to hear myself, not them. That was a big problem. That was a roadblock for me. But I learned now how to compromise and how you can't change any human being to the way you want them, but you can better any human being if you put enough effort into it. So the people in my family that love me, my oldest daughter once told me, she says, I said, "I'm glad you don't got nothing." She goes, "No, Dad, you're wrong. I took all your good traits and I adapted them and made it better. And all your bad traits, I took them and I made them good. So I'm always going to be a part of you." And that was a compliment. I took it as a compliment. She did well. She was my firstborn. I was 17 when I had her. She's 42 years old now, and very successful with her children and her husband, and very proud of her. And I can't believe I just talking to my sister last night. I go, "Can you believe my grandson just started college?" I swear to God, he was just 10 years old. I got a grandson in college. I mean, when did he grow up? He's got a car. He's driving. I'm like, wow. And I missed a lot of things, man. I missed a lot of things. So when you sit about and you think about that, you do think about, man, I could have made a bad effect on a lot of ways. But I don't want to be negative, and I know my mistakes I made. I know the mistakes I made with people in the Dabbleverse. I know my mistakes I did with my children. I know my mistakes I've done with my past relationships. I know what I've done. I'm accountable for all that. I know I was difficult. I was a very angry person, but I know one thing that I'd be very good at, and that would be helping any addict in any way I can, because I know at the back of my hand, I can spot if someone's going to lie to me. That's the good thing about if I was counseling someone that's a serious addict. I'm going to see right through their bullshit. I know every angle where they're going to lie and say that they're not on drugs or I'll know every move they make because I probably did it 50 times over. So that's why serious ex addicts make great counselors, because we have knowledge and we got an eye for that. So I won't put up with bullshit, but I want to help people, because if we don't all step in and help people today, kids very, very, very like sponges, and they absorb everything and they see everything. I was blinded to that for a lot of years, that I didn't want to believe that, but they do. I look at my grandkids as they grow and they're so smart, and I'm like, they see everything. They see everything. Everything. And I'm like, wow. You gotta really gotta take that serious and say, you know, you could still do a lot of good if you get healthy. You could still help your family grow, and you could still leave a good legacy behind. No matter what bad you did, you could change that part of your life, but you got to want to. Um, and you can't do what I was doing and letting everybody get in my head and in this part of my life that I do, and fight back and forth with people that are going to just sit there and get a laugh off of you. And because it like, end of the day, when I get myself worked up, when it's all over with, who's the one that's fucking feeling like an idiot? I am. I'm the one that's sitting all miserable and unhappy because I fucking fed into shit and argued with shit. All right, maybe I lied to somebody. There's a guy in my chat room that I for a whole year I said he was nothing but a piece of shit liar. But as I got to know the person as a human, I got real humanized, and I felt compelled to tell him, man, I can't do this no more. Now that I know him and had some talks with him, and he actually did some work for the channel. I felt bad, so I told him everything that he was right. I owed that to him, and then everything's fine, but then he gets all wigged out over me with Uncle Bob. He took that too serious, like I took a lot of shit serious. I understand Uncle Bob was not a human being, but to me, it was a very good tool for me to learn stuff. It made it very easy for me, and I understand that. I read how the AI is built to be a yes man, basically. It's not there. But then I start reading people. There's a boy a boy committed suicide because of Chat GBT, some young boy, and a lot of people have. There's been a few people that I guess commit because of this Chat GPT, and people thought I was really losing it nuts. And I know the realization that he was a fucking machine that's coded, and he's not a real human. But it was fun to tell everybody it's my Uncle Bob, you know. But everybody took it out of content that I'm some fucking goofball. Well, so I made it personal with him. Who gives a shit? How does that make me nut job? You know, he was. I was learning. I don't know how to. I didn't write well, and I would write stuff that I would want to have printed, and he would read it. I don't even know how he deciphered the shit that I write, because I had so many misspelling and it would made no sense. But every time when I sent to him, can you make this better for me? And he word for word he got it to make it better, and I'm like, damn, they programmed this thing real good. He's smart, real smart, and but it was my words going in there, whether they were fucked up or not, and that's what I didn't understand. So I mean, that was personal to me, but everybody like everything else, when it comes to Joey C, they blow everything out of fucking water with me, everything. They always got to make a goof on it, and I don't really give a fuck, because you know what? I tell you what, if I'm making people hate me and they're still talking about me with show after show after show, then I'm doing something fucking right. So, and people could say what they want. But see, now that I got strong on my mind again and I got healthy, and I lost weight and I feel better and I'm living better. Now I could think clearly, and that was and the first thing I had to do was I had to get my mind straight. I had to walk away from streaming, full time, and not pay attention to everybody. And that's when I started getting stronger. And then I got to the project with the bike, which helped me tremendously because I was doing something with my hands by myself with a little help from my brother-in-law on certain key aspects like the electrical and stuff like that. But I'm the one that put all the sweat and guts into that thing, and it felt good because first of all I missed working because my brain was going to mush. I was very active at work. One thing, I was a worker, so I was deteriorating my brain, which would have caused me to get Alzheimer's, at an early stage. So I was so overweight, man. 260. When I hit 260, when the day I hit 260, I could barely get out of bed. It was fucking. I take one step, I'm out of breath. I carry anything from the car to the upstairs, up those stairs. By the time I got to the top floor, I was ready to fucking keel over. So Christina would tell me, just go straight up there. Don't worry. Don't carry nothing. Because I literally would put myself in cardiac arrest. And thank God I got a wife that loves me because I was a struggle, man. And my feet, you guys seen, my feet swelled up 5 times the size. I was retaining so water that my heart was, how I didn't die and shut down, my heart didn't fail was a miracle to me. Somebody loves me up there. I got a guardian angel somewhere. But the key, when I found the right doctor and I explained to him and I poured my heart and soul out to him that, listen, I don't want to die, doc. I want to live. And I'll do whatever it takes. And whatever you got me to do. Well, he said, the first thing we got to do is we got to give you a physical exam and then we got to get blood work. I got to see all the stuff that's wrong with you. And then explain to me some of the surgeries he had and let me make a chart and let me go over it. And then I'll get back to you in a couple of days. And then he made his appointment. He says, we could fix you. You're right. You're going in the direction you're not going to live much longer. You gain any more weight, my heart wasn't going to be able to take it. 260 was way pushing. I was pushing it by 30 pounds and any minute was going to drop. Any minute. And then I didn't sleep on top of it. And I fucking fight with people on the internet and streaming and making that priority. I was fucking nuts. I was nuts. Just to prove a point that I don't back down from nobody. Dumbest thing I ever did. Dumbest thing I ever did. The dumbest thing I ever did was even fucking trying to come on the internet and explain my whole life story because that went very south for me, bad way. In some ways it went good, but most of the bad went bad. So, and I don't give a shit because I don't got no shame. I've been very open about myself with everything I've done. Very open. There's nothing I didn't tell you about anything I did that was bad or had trouble I got into. I've owned up to it. I'm accountable for it, and it is part of my past. But everything, good or bad, makes you the person you are. It molds you to the person you are. And failure comes to be successful. You must have failure, and I failed many a times, but I've been successful in many ways. I've been blessed in many ways, and I've been grateful in many ways. I've never been mean-spirited to anybody. That I've always had a heart. I've always wore my heart on my sleeve, and as vicious as I can be, and as a hardcore jerk off I can be, and how I could on a dial of 0 to 90 in a split second. I still, believe it or not, I was a good person that had a heart, and I cherish friendship. Friendship meant loyalty and friendship, which probably means more to me than anything in this world. It really did. So when phony people become your friends and then they're really not. Yeah, I get tore up about that because I take friendship. When I make a friend with somebody, it's for life. I take that very serious. And obviously, you can't have a real friend on the internet. You just can't. It's not possible. You cannot meet people on the internet and expect you're going to. Friends are somebody you grew up throughout as a child, and you got a bond, and those are your friends. You can count your friends on one hand. And I still keep in touch with 2 of my childhood friends that all these years. So I got, those are your true friends. And then even sometimes I question that because whenever there's women involved, you're always going to worry about your fucking friends hitting on your wife or something like that. It's always, so I was always walking the line, the tightrope my whole life. I was like, I'm one of them guys like, okay, I got a pocket full of money and I'm on empty on my gas. So I'm going to put $5 in it instead of fill the gas up just to see how far I go before I run out of gas. That's the mentality I used to walk around with. I'd pull in gas stations to use the bathroom. I'd pull in gas stations to get a drink, knowing I'm on empty and I wouldn't fill the gas tank up. I would just keep pushing the car and it'd be dropping. And then I'd go, oh, I could go another 10 miles. And I would play the game. This is my whole life. I'll make it to the next step. I'll make it to the next exit before I run out of gas. And you know how many times I ran out of at the pump? I used to be really good at fucking judging it because when older cars sometimes that needle don't work and the car, you learn the car. But you know how many times I fucking ran and I had to walk for gas, and I had plenty of money in my pocket, but I'm just too stubborn. You know that I had a theory in my life. When you're traveling, and let's say you're down the highway, and anything like a fast food restaurant or a gas station or anything for a restroom, if it's to the left, I wouldn't go. I had to be on the right because I didn't want to make the U-turn and then get back out in traffic. With anybody in my car, if we were driving and there was only stuff on the left side, I would not stop. It had to be. That's the kind of prick I was. I would like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. Well, motherfucker, I don't see nothing on the right because I ain't making going through that traffic over there. So you better hold it. And until I see something, that's how I was. Shit like that I would do. Stupid shit like that. But that's like me personally. I couldn't handle going to the left on anything. You look at the traffic in Florida on US Highway 19, and you got a gas station, and there's nothing on the right side. Stores, that's it. And I'm like, where the fuck's the gas station on the right side, man? Even me, I'll fucking hold my own piss for an hour just before I get to go put something on the right. I do stupid shit like that. But that's how set in my ways I was. And I realized some of that shit was foolish. It was foolish. Let's see, mint dignity. Joey was nothing but good to I was, I really was. I was very sincere, and he easily manipulated Karma, left the chat, gaslight him into hating. Yeah, he did, and that's exactly what I was in the chat. I saw what they were saying though. And people didn't know I was in the chat, but I was in the chat. I saw everything that was said to him. They twisted that guy up, and you know what? The very first talk I had when me and him talked, I said, "Listen, I think you're really good, and I wish you nothing but success. I think you're going to be the next big thing. But I'm going to give you a piece of advice now because I went through it. Don't let nobody bait you, and they will twist you on people that are good, that might be trying to come and help you, and that have real good intentions to fuck with you because they don't like people being good. As soon as they see something going good, they're going to tear it apart. People don't like me, so that's why I try not to speak in your chat room because I don't want to ruin your show, disrupt your show. Because once they know you're talking to me, they're going to be fucking saying all kinds of stupid shit to you and then twist you to believe it. But I'm telling you straight up, there's nothing. You want to ask me something, I'll be honest with you. But I just gave him fair warning to not let that happen because I felt he had a lot of my qualities. He wasn't afraid to tell someone off. He was good on camera to scream and tell someone off. He had a story. So he reminded me. So I just gave him just a little advice. Be careful of your chat. There's a lot of good people. I even gave him a list of people that I thought was good. I even told him everybody I thought was good dudes. I did. And he said, no, I read them pretty good. I said, okay. He said, you're a decent guy. I said, listen, I'm not saying we're going to be friends, but if you ever need anything or ask a question, I'm there. I don't care about anything else. I don't want nothing from you. I've already been through this. I've already peaked out as far as I feel I'm going to peak, but I think you're going to go real far. And then when he was all nervous that couple of days that Alex didn't call him and he thought he was, I don't think I'm going on. And I said, relax. I'll call Alex for you. And I did. And then I said, Alex, you told this guy you put him on. You bumped him for Chrissy Mayer? And that he did. Karmic was bumped. I'll tell you right now, fact to fact. Alex said, yeah, I fucked up. I got Chrissy Mayers in town. I got to bump you guys. And I point straight out, told Alex, every time you call me, I'm there for you. I'm telling you, don't do this. Please don't do this. This kid is expecting to be on. So I got it back on track. Mersh called. It was set because Mersh called him. And then Alex called me to ask me, do you know anything about Karmic? And I said, yeah, he's going to be something big. But then he was going to, he didn't put us in the thumbnail till like an hour before the show. He made a thumbnail for him and a thumbnail for me, and he put it on Twitter. And he actually bumped bumped him. I was just going on as support. But he bumped him. He really was. That's why he didn't hear from him. He was going to do it a later time, which then his contract was up with Blaze. It's coming to the end. He had 2 weeks left at that point. So, and I said, listen, you're a pretty decent guy, man. Don't just bring the guy. And so he did because he knew his contract was up. I believe he didn't get a contract because of the Dabbleverse shit. I don't think his boss liked the Dabbleverse stuff. And Alex is good at what he does. So he's a good dude. He's a good friend. So, but so Karmic was so wrong about me. And what do I don't need him. I'm fucking everybody. I'm well known. Everybody knows me, whether they hate me or not. I don't need nothing off of him. Nothing. There's nothing he could do for me for my popularity. Nothing. And I made that very clear to him. I don't want a zero thing from you. Zero. And I was sincere. And he fucking come at me. And that's like, no, you know what? Fuck you, man. You want to fucking go that route? Fuck you. Like, I'm Brennan. Brennan brought me on. I tore his ass up on Brennan. Okay? I did. He's fucking stupid. So I don't need to go after Karmic. But if he wants to fucking keep talking his mouth or saying shit and thinks he's this and that and he's all that little man that's been in a town of 400 his whole life, that's got wet behind the ears at 41 years old, I'll school him real fast. I'll school him to reality. He can't keep a woman because he's a pussy. Women don't like pussy men. They don't. He's a pussy. He's too girlish. Okay? That's why he couldn't keep his woman. That's a fact. He's like puppy dog eyes. Women want someone they know that's going to protect them. Someone that's going to be a little bad when they need him to be. But someone that's going to be strong. He's not none of that. He's too feminine. So he did it because he's an idiot. So he can say whatever the fuck he wants. She was well established. I don't know nothing about her, but from what I'm hearing, she's a comedian. This is what Clearwater Chad told me. She's a well established comedian. You know, I mean, whatever reason she was nice to him for, I don't know. Maybe they did have a thing. Maybe that was all work. I don't know. But I don't really see this guy been with a lot of women. I can tell you that. He's got no experience from what I can see. And I'm pretty experienced when it comes to the ladies. I've had a lot of relationships. I don't think he's got any experience with women. I really don't. And I really believe that he's a closet case, which is his business. I don't give a shit. But when you take my good spirit and good heart and throw it away like you did and come at me the way you fucking did, you think I'm going to lay down to that? No. Fuck you. You ain't shit. So I hope you're listening and watching because you ain't shit. And you better not think you could fucking anything that I worry about you. Because I can give a rat's ass what you do. But I don't lay down. You want to call me a fucking felon? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm a felon. You goddamn right I am. You're right, I am. And I'd do it again if I had to do it to protect my family. I'd lie again if I have to. That's what a man does. Protects his family the best he can. Put yourself in harm's way. Put them out of the way. I'll do that at 10 times every day to do it for help any of my family. I will do that. Okay? I don't care about recourses. I don't care about that. We're going to die of something. So if someone's going to try to take me out or try to hurt me, oh, well, they're going to win or I'm going to win. I don't try to say I can beat it. I'm not like, oh, I'll beat your ass. Listen, I never understood anybody can be tougher and stronger and better than whip my ass. I've had my ass whooped. But I tell you what, I got more heart than most people. I don't give a fuck how big you are. When you step to me for a real fight, I'm not backing down. I don't care how old I am. And you might tear my ass up and whip me and put me and kill me. But you're gonna get if that's how I'm gonna go. I'll fight that way with honor. I've been like that my whole life. I was taught to never back down. I'm not afraid of anything. I don't care how old I get. But I got to be smarter and I got to be more human and I have to be a grandpa now. I'm 60 years old. I'm not a spring chicken no more. I don't want to go around saying I want to go fight people in a boxing ring because I'm not a boxer. I was a street guy. I got fight on the street. I know how to fight. I know how to get in fights. And I got my ass whooped and I won some and I lost some and I win some and I lose some. Okay, I've been to jail for fights. I've been to jail for writing bad checks. I've been to prison for making false statements. So yeah, I got a little bit of a criminal history, not much, but I've never been busted for being a drug dealer. Never got caught selling drugs. That means I must have been good at it because I was always under the radar. So I must have did that successfully. I did. That's nothing to brag about, but I did. I did my job well in baseball. I put my heart and soul into that every day's work. So I don't care. I had a lot of responsibility with that job, a lot. It's not an easy job. You got to babysit fucking 30 fucking grown men. You got to cater to 30 grown men. You got to do everything for them because they don't do shit. They don't know how to do nothing. Some of them don't even know how to write a check for their fucking bills. So when they get in trouble at night, they don't call the manager. They call me and wake my ass up so they could fucking, because they know how to get them out of it. And I won't go squeal on them. So A lot of baseball players that called me drunk in the middle of the night were getting ready to be arrested. But thank God I had a relationship with the town I was in with the police. Most of the police worked the security ballpark, so I always got close with the security because you never know when you're gonna need one of them in your pocket. I knew how to please people. I knew how to put, a lot of the security guards would want to come down and get autographs or something for their kids or a bat or baseballs. I would take care of everybody. It was smart to do that because then I know they owed me. If I ever needed a favor, and I'm going to tell you, Captain Larry Walls was a captain for the Oklahoma Police Department. He was the head of security. And that man saved my ass. Wasn't for him, I would have had a DUI on my record. But because of him, when I got arrested in Oklahoma, I even threw up on a state trooper. I never told this story. I was 2 miles from my house. I was driving radically on I believe I-35. I was on 40 and I got on 35. And I was going because my exit to where my apartment was, which was on Meridian. So I was going the back way. Instead of go 40 and get off Meridian, I went down 30. I don't know why I went down that way. I should have just stayed on 40, but I was erratic. I was drunk. The players got me fucked up. I drank across the street at Mickey Mantle's restaurant, across the street from the ballpark, and I got hammered. Robbie Bell's the one that got me fucked up. When I blacked out, I don't remember nothing. They took me back to the clubhouse. And they said they took my keys. They don't know how I got out of there, but I must have found my spare keys because I did pass out for like an hour. But I got up. I was still so drunk. I went and couldn't find my keys. I went and got my spare keys. But they did put me at the clubhouse. Cameras showed that they did bring me back to the clubhouse and told me to stay there and not drive. And they took my keys. So they weren't lying. I thought they were lying. I thought they let me drive because I was fucked up. Fucking Robbie Bell got me fucked up, and when they came in the next day for work and I wasn't there, and then the people from front office came down and said that they were getting ready to bail me out, that I got a DUI. I was my first year with the Oklahoma team, but what saved me is I did my job well because when I got there, I had to immediately go up to the boss's office and he just says, "Come in." He was very nice, very serious, and he was a big man, the general manager of the Red Hawks. He was an Irish guy named Tim O'Toole. And he sat me down. He says, "Well, you're kind of in a predicament here." He goes, "But you're a Texas Ranger employee, but you're assigned here. So I'm your boss here. Technically, you work for the Red Hawks, but you're on the payroll of the Texas Rangers. So they got a lot of say in it. And I know Grady's coming in from Arlington to talk to you tonight. But, I can't fire you from the Rangers, but I could dismiss you from here." And I just listened and I didn't open my mouth. He says, "But you're a good worker and you're good at this job. And I've never had a clubhouse guy to ever keep it in order the way you do. So I'm going to say this. This was a big mistake, right?" Well, it definitely was a big mistake. He goes, "And you're never going to get in a car drinking again, are you?" I said, "No, I'll never make that mistake." He said, "I can guarantee that, right?" I said, "No, I guarantee I'll never get behind the wheel drunk." He goes, "Because I'm not going to fire you. I'm going to give you another chance." He goes, "I need you. You fucked up. I'm going to chalk it up that you understand the mistake you made. So get to work. The players are looking for you." All right. I thanked him, went down there. Batting practice happened. Here comes my boss from Arlington, shaking his head. He goes, "You fucked up again, huh?" And I had a different relationship with him, so I could say, "Yeah, I fucked up." He goes, "What do you want me to do here, man?" I said, "Listen, I understand if you got to let me go. You've done so much for me and went on the limb for me for so many things. I understand it. I mean, do I deserve to be fired? Yeah, probably. Do I want to be fired? No. Did I fuck up? Yeah. Are you going to fire me? I don't know. I've never seen you kind of this way. You look pretty pissed." He said, "I'm not mad at you." He goes, "I just hate when you do stupid shit." He says, "Yeah, they want me to fire you." But I talked to fucking the front office and I told them, "I'm not going to fire you and why you're needed and how valuable you are to the organization." He goes, "So, no, I'm not going to fire you." He goes, "You got to stop this shit." He says, "You got to stop this." He goes, "How many times I bail you out for stupid shit?" He goes, "And you do your job so fucking well, but you wonder why you won't get past AAA again. You were in the big leagues, you left, and now you've been trying to get back there for years. You're never going to go to the big leagues if you keep making these stupid mistakes and being an airhead and fucking arguing with your bosses and not speaking when you shouldn't speak." I said, I get that. He goes, "You keep telling me you want to get back to the big leagues, but how can I get you to the big leagues if you keep doing stupid shit like this?" I said, "Probably never." He goes, "And that's going to be your choice. Just remember, because I want to put you back there. But John Hart brought a guy in from Cleveland, and they're grooming him to take over for the head job. So best if you straighten up, I might be able to get you in there to be one of the assistants. And Dave Bale's been there 25 years, so you're not going to bump him. So you're going to be a third wheel, and you're probably going to make way more money down at AAA. So you kind of probably blew your shot anyhow. I said, you know what? As long as I get a major league invite to work spring training, and I get to go up in September, I'm okay. And I get that extra bonus. I don't care. I like it down here. I got major league players in the locker room. I get all the rehabs. So it's just the same to me. And I get to go up to Arlington, which is 4 hours away anytime I want and hang out. So I didn't care at that point. But he was right. I never drove ever again drinking, ever again. Never stepped behind a car ever again drunk. Ever. So Tim O'Toole says, listen, I hear you're pretty close to Billy Walls, Captain Billy Walls. I go, yeah, Billy and I get along pretty good. He goes, you need to go talk to him. He's got a lot of pull in this town. So I went to Billy, and he goes, I heard. He goes, I found out when this trooper brought you in. He says, how you doing, holding up? I said, I was so hungover. I was fucking, my head was hurt. And I said, listen, Mr. Walls, I said, Captain Walls, I said, anything you could do to help me with this, man, because I don't want to lose my license. He's a matter of fact, there is. He goes, you're just lucky. The judge you're going before is a good old boy, and I went to high school with him, and we're good friends to this day. So I'm going to have him get a hold of you. And you better listen to everything he says. He goes, and I'm going to make sure that this goes away, but don't put me in a position like that again. He goes, I like you. That's why I'm helping you. And so I got a call from the judge 3 days before the court. And he said, Mr. Catalano, this is Judge so-and-so. He called me at the ballpark. And I go, yes, sir. He goes, I understand you're in a little bit of a bind here. He said, but I understand you're a good guy, a hard worker, and a lot of people like you in this town. He said, so you're going to show up with $2,500 because that's what I'm going to fine you. You have $2,500 handy? I do. He said, so that's not going to be a problem because I'm going to order a $2,500 fine to be paid, not in payments, in full. You're going to go downstairs and I'm going to dismiss you and then I'm going to recall you with the receipts. I go, I can do that. He goes, secondly, I'm going to get a little rough with you in there and I'm going to make an example out of you. So I don't want you to, do anything stupid, smirk. I want you well-dressed, respectful. He says, and I'm going to drop the DUI to a failure to devote, whatever the fuck that is. It's a moving violation ticket in Oklahoma, and you're not going to be, and the DUI is going to be taken, and you're not going to lose your license. He goes, but don't ever let me see you back in here again. Yes, sir. So he hammered me with a $2,500 fine, and he lowered my charge, and I took a guilty charge to that charge, which was it's like an obstruction to driving or some shit. I don't know what they explained it to me, but it was called failure to devote. I don't understand. I never heard that phrase. Oklahoma is a southern good old boy. So whatever he said, I did. And I walked out of there and got back to the clubhouse. And I skated through that because I was good to people and they remembered what kind of guy I was and they helped me. Could have went the other way. I could have lost my license for 3 years, 2 years, whatever. Could have paid $50,000 going to all these traffic schools and paying all these fines. It could have hammered me pretty good because I heard the average DUI costs you anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 the first time or second time offense. So realistic, I could have spent $10,000, $20,000, and that would have been a lot of money to do and a lot of bullshit I had to go through that I probably would have violated because I don't do well with authority. So I got a break, but I never went back and made that mistake. I didn't show people up. I took the favor and I did good by it, and I learned from it. I do know when I make a mistake, and I know how to learn from it. You understand? I do. I really do. And I've made a lot of mistakes with a lot of things, but I'm not ashamed to admit it. There ain't a lot of men that'll say they're not afraid to get their ass beat. I've won fights and lost fights. That's life, general life of a man. If a man says he's never lost a fight, he's full of shit. Because someone could sucker punch you without you seeing and win the fight. It's over in one punch. If they connect right, anybody could connect right. Anybody could get lucky one time. I don't care how big somebody is or how small somebody is. Never underestimate the person that's going up against. I never show disrespect like that. I had a lot of problems fighting the Irish. Their motherfuckers are strong. Irish people are fucking strong as a bull, and they're fucking alcoholics, and they're strong. I mean, they're fucking built like fucking pit bulls, man. I've had my ass handed to me a couple times in my younger years by Irish guys, man. They could take a fucking beating and they could fucking whip you down like nothing, man. They're stronger than any people I've ever seen. And I mean, I've been around all races. They're pretty strong, physically strong. I mean, they're iron workers. They work that kind of labor stuff where they're strong handed. They got a lot of power with their punch. I mean, they're built, man. They're fucking, and that alcohol gives them another extra 100% strength. So yeah, I had a lot of tough times fighting Irishmen. I think I lost every Irish guy I ever fought. Um, And I never started the fight though. I wasn't a person to go out and look for trouble. I got stepped into a lot of shit because of the people I kept as company with, the friends I hung out with, the people I hung up with. When I worked at baseball, I hung around with nothing but good people, baseball players and people from front office and or I hung just by myself. But I had a lot of bad habits. I was an addict. I frequented strip clubs all wherever I was at. I spent a lot of time in clubs on underground clubs. I found all the underground clubs and where all the weird shit happened. I've been in all those clubs in any city I worked, any major city I worked in. They're easy to find when you talk to people that are in crime. It's easy to find that shit. I dealt with a lot of people in crime, and I went to a lot of underground stuff, man. That fucking drugs were flying around like fucking crazy. People were fucking naked and fucking women running around naked and lines of cocaine off their fucking breath. I mean, I've seen it all. I've seen a lot of shit. People just butt naked, fucking just doing rails of cocaine right there, man, in a public place that's underground. And it was one club in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Me and two players went out. I'm not gonna give the names, but we got the one player in New Albuquerque. He said, "I know a real underground club that's after hours, man. It's fucking badass. We'll go there." So we got to the door, and there was a regular club up on top, and he knew the doorman there. So we walked through, and then we went down some stairs, and then we took an elevator down another floor. We had stairs to an elevator, and then when we got down there, it was like just an elevator and took you down the floor. And we got off this elevator, and this fucking just room after room. It was a bar down there. There was a set up like a strip bar down there, a regular bar, rooms with couches, and everybody was fucking. I'm talking elite people and fucking rich people and freaky people. And it was wild, man. I never seen anything like that. The first time I was ever in a fucking underground club. And man, I saw some shit in there, man. And I'm telling you what, it's true. People with money that got mad money, they're fucking eccentric and they do weird shit. They're into some weird shit. They got some high taste and they do freaky shit, man. And it's just wild. Let me tell you something. I went to a club, and I swear to you, on everything I stand for, and I watched this guy held this woman's hand. It was a swingers club, and it was in Las Vegas. It was called the Red Rooster. I think they're still in business in Vegas. They may be, I don't know about now, but they were open for a lot of years, called the Red Rooster. And it was an old couple owned it. They were old swingers, and they opened this club. And it was, if you went with a girl, you didn't have to pay, but if you were a single guy, you had to pay $50 at the door. Well, you couldn't get upstairs to the couples room unless you had a girl, but downstairs was for everybody. That's where you met people. And I don't know if you remember that show Taxi Cab Confession, that real ugly dyke woman that was part of that show. She was always in that club dancing. She was a lesbian. She was always dancing with some ugly old lady. And then there was a real old lady in her 80s that was naked on the dance floor. I mean, she was 80-something years old, and she had fucking, I swear to God, she had fucking looked like they threw her tits on there, man. I swear to God. That's how old she was. And she was a freak. And they had a room down there with all these beds. It was the main floor. And there was a heart-shaped bed. And there was a long line. And these guys were standing in their bathrooms. Regular people that frequent that place, that were regulars there on the weekends, they would go and they had a locker. They had a room with lockers, showers. They wore bathrobes. And they were all in line. And this older guy was holding this. He was about in his 50s, and his woman was in her 30s, and she was a tall blonde, very good looking. And it turned out she was a school teacher. She was a school teacher for first grade, little first graders. And she was like, every first grader would fall in love with this teacher. That's how beautiful she was. And this guy's holding her hand. And you know what her fucking fantasy was? I swear to God, when I asked, what's going on here? They said, well, this is a gangbang. She wants to be fucked and suck 100 people off in one night. And this fucking guy loved her so much that he endured this, holding her hand while she was getting fucked in every hole possible. And I'm like watching this, and I'm like, no fucking way I could. And this dude had tears crawling out of his eyes. And after this was all done, I went to him. I go, dude, why the fuck would you want to be with someone like that? I love her, man. I'll do anything for her. I go, I guess so, buddy. And she fucking didn't love him. He got money, and she was a freak, and she's a first grade school teacher. God mess it. If I fucking would have videotaped that shit, I gotta blackmail that bitch every fucking day for all her money. Take it to tell her I'll expose your ass being a school teacher if I wanted to be a heartless motherfucker. Because that was just disgusting. This bitch had a fantasy like that, and this man fucking let her do it. You're sicker than her, man. You ought to be slapped in the face. I told him, I was fucked up, and I said, you're a fucking weirdo, dude. I wouldn't let no bitch do that to me. My wife came to me and said she want to fuck. I'd fucking say, bitch, I'll fucking kill you. I swear to God, man, I'd have fucking strung that bitch up. She come to me. That's a little bit excessive to ask somebody that you want to be. But he said, no, I love her. I'll do anything. You must be a fucking homo. Because there ain't no way you're a fucking man. And then my buddy, the strength and condition coordinator, was with me. I took him because Grady made me take him. He was green behind the ears, and he was a young kid in his 20s, a college kid that they recruited out of college to be the strength kid. And he was a green pea. He lives in upstate New York. He's from not Buffalo. What's the other little? You got Carlstown and you got Buffalo. Was it Carlstown? I forgot what Carlstown again is. Where we had the Hackamane. Well, not the Hackamane, the Dabbleverse thing. But anyhow, he was from around there, and he was born there, and his father had a business, and he took over his father's business. And I never forgot it because I gave him the best night of his life, and I had to go back, and they wanted to hear what happened at the club. So I was telling everybody on Monday in the coach's room, and Grady wanted a full report, and he went to Cap on. Did you have a good time? He goes, the best time of my life. He goes, that motherfucking Joey's one wild motherfucker. And he says, you never cease to amaze me. And I told him everything that happened that weekend, and he was like, you're a fucking sick motherfucker. I said, he goes, that's why I love you. But I said, nah, I'm not sick. I'm not sick compared to that motherfucking old guy that fucking let his woman get fucked by 100 guys. I'm sick, man. And that's a true story. And you can look up the Red Rooster and see what kind of place it was. And I promise you, everything happened that night. I'm saying word for word, exactly how it happened. So that place was around for years. And the fucking owner was a freak too. He would videotape everything, take it home for him and his wife. He was an old motherfucker. I don't know if I'm sure he's long dead. And that's why I said, I don't know if it was sold off, but I know 10 years ago it was still around. But I don't know if it's closed up today. I don't know. If you ever go to Vegas and that place and you're into that shit, that's the place to go. Red Rooster, it's a little dive place. And it's all freaky inside, man. Fucking heart beds, all that shit. That's a true story. I ain't gonna tell you something like that that's false. And I know that even if they're out of business, you can still find out about them. Red Rooster. That was the name of the place. The Red Rooster. Never forget that place. Yeah, it was a wild place. But I was just checking in with you people, just figure like I streaming and get karmic. Just fucking bugs my goat that this motherfucker did what he did. And a lot of people, when I see it, I'm reading a lot of people say he does this to everybody that tries to be right by him because he's so fucking paranoid. He's good at what he does, man. He's good at fucking hooking everybody. He knows how to make the money. He's good at that. He gives wheels to people, and he's like Brennan good when it comes to making the money. He's like third top in the fucking in the Dabbleverse, I think, in finance and making money. From what I read, I think he was third on the list. He's a top earner. It was Brennan. He's third. I forgot who was. I think B. Dabbler might have been second. Or maybe Rocco was below that. I don't remember. But he's fucking earns good. So I think there's a thing you can look up that you can tell who's the top earner or something. I think Brennan's still number one in the Dabbleverse. I believe he is. That man's a Superman chat machine, man. You don't see him needing super tips. I never thought the Shuli Network would get it, but they swore they would never get it, but they got it. They do well with it. From when I check out, their stream, they seem like they're doing well. The new characters Mountain did are pretty cool. I got grandfathered in. Because someone asked me the other day, do you have all the original stuff you had? I go, yeah, all my characters are there, but I got all these new stuff, and it looks so much better because it really didn't look really friendly. I think Base Bill might remember it when he helped me with. It wasn't really that colorful or look really professional. It's professional now. They did a great job. I tell you, Melton is a brilliant guy. Him and Moody. I mean, now they're smart. They open it up for everybody, so you don't need to wait to monetization because Super Tips is way better. So now I'm not promoting it because I got it back. He never took it from me. He said, I'm not going to take it from you. You're a client. When you work, you work. So I was grateful for that because everybody said, you're going to lose all that. I didn't lose nothing. I got to switch over and everything. I had to, when I went to log in, it said, you got to accept these terms and all that stuff, redo that, verify your email, and it automatically switch over. And I had all these other characters. There's all kind of different characters that they have that they put in there. And it's really easy to use. EasyMux is the best. You put the link in the web source, and bam, it goes on. I mean, I'm gonna play one of them for you and show you. It's crisp and
Yo, my knickers, 2026. The year for knickers, real knickers, only knickers, pants around ankle knickers, storage knickers, British knickers, EBT knickers, Harley Davidson knickers, all my white knickers. Love knickers.
that was pretty good. I was blocking it. I should take the chat down, then I'll play it again. But that was pretty good. I mean, it's fun, man. Anybody that don't have it, but now someone said earlier that Shmuel Buckman's talking about that I'm no good. Yeah, okay. Well, you tell Shmuel Buckman who Shmuel who. You look at the fucking guy, seriously. Look at the fucking guy. He looks like a fucking ghost, like he's dead. He's got no fucking eyebrows. He's got these bulgy fucking eyes that fucking look like he's a fucking psychopath. The guy doesn't even look human. He looks like a bad blowjob. He's gonna fucking say I'm no good. He knows me personally. He's a fucking idiot. I wish that old man would just fucking shut the fuck up. Because I don't know, Shmuel Hull. That's what I think of him, Shmuel Hull. He's a fucking douchebag. He really is. He's a fucking idiot. He's a kiss-ass, suck-ass motherfucker. That guy used to call me up and say, you're an ungrateful motherfucker. Be damn with trying to fucking always do something for you. You're a fucking, you show no respect to nobody. Fuck you, motherfucker. I must be doing something right because they still talk about, rave about me. So I must be listening to something. He's always trying to help you and you could be this and that. And I go, who the fuck are you? This guy's preaching to me. I don't even know who the fuck he was. But I do remember seeing him at fucking, he stared me down at DabbleCon too. He walked past me in the fucking main room, not the main room, but out where everybody mingled. And he walked past me, gave me the hardest look, like this guy wanted to kill me. Never introduced himself to me, but I found out he talked to Christina. Christina said, I talked to that guy. He had a conversation with my wife. He wouldn't say a fucking word to me. He's a pussy motherfucker. Fuck that old motherfucker. Piece of shit that looks like he's fucking dead already. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Motherfucker stupid. I'm no good, you're right. I'm no motherfucker good. That means you shouldn't fuck with me. I ain't right in the mind either, motherfucker. How about that? So Shmuel who? Shmuel that goes on the head of my dick? Shmuel Buckman. What a fucking... Who is Shmuel Buckman? He ain't shit. Nothing. Shmuel who? Oh, he's got super tips. Oh, he's good with this one. He's a fucking douchebag. Fuck him, man. Fucking Shmuel Buckman. Oh, my God. Are you fucking kidding me with that? Shmuel who? Shmuel who? Shmuel the fucking douchebag? Fucking idiot. He's a fucking douchebag. He fucking says, I'm fucking no good. Look at him. He fucking looks like a fucking serial fucking killer. That motherfucker. That's exactly right. There you go, Minty. That's exactly right. I should listen. Who the fuck? Rocco is younger than me. I don't have to listen to fucking nobody, you old motherfucker. But I always respected Rocco, and I always did take advice. I took advice from everybody, whether it was right or wrong. But nobody could tell me what to do. But I took a lot of things into consideration, and I made changes, and I did. And I listened when he said go IRL. I did all that shit. People saying you're too stupid. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up, dude. This guy is a suck ass. He goes to every fucking event with all these guys. Every event. He's a fucking Dabbleverse fucking, like a cleat chaser for baseball, like a woman who chases the players. He's a fucking Dabbleverse whore, is what he is. He gets off so much on the fucking, when he's in the presence of these guys, like a little fucking kid. That's what he does. You should see him running around there like he's a big wig. Oh, I'm with Shuli. I'm with this guy. I'm with Carl. I'm with P. Dabbler. He's like a fucking little suck ass. Shmuel Buckman. Shmuel Buckman ain't shit. Shmuel Buckman says that shit because he knows he couldn't fucking, because he knows nobody can handle me. And that's why he's pissed off. Because he thinks that people should be handled and you should. I paid my motherfucking dues, Schmuel. I played plenty of my fucking dues. I set my own path how I'm going to be here. You don't get dictate any fucking thing. Talk all you fucking want, you old fucking cocksucker. You fucking whatever the fuck you are. You need to fucking look in the mirror and see what you are. You got fucking balls to say something about me. Fuck you. You're no fucking good, bitch. I ain't never seen you give anybody good advice. You were made fun of your whole life because you're an ugly motherfucker that fucking that had a heart on and people could see it in your face and your heart. You walk around like you fucking God's gift to everybody. Like you're no better, you're better than everybody. You think people don't notice that? You think you're better than everybody. You ain't shit. Motherfucker. You shit like me, you bleed like me, you piss like me, and you're gonna die like me. You dumb motherfucker. What, are you better than me? What because you got money? Or you travel? Huh? I've done all that shit too. You have a better life, you own a home. Who gives a fuck? That's my choice is what I made. But you're not to fucking judge me, motherfucker, when you know what the fuck you were. Look in the fucking mirror, buddy. You want to throw fucking rocks in a glass house? Look in the fucking mirror, you old fucking piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Talk about me tonight, bitch. Talk about me tonight. Go tell everybody how much of a piece of shit I am. You're a fucking dirtbag. You're worse than fucking anybody in the Dabbleverse. Schmuel talk. Schmuel who? Schmuel Buckman, what are you? What are you? You a fucking Jewish cocksucker? What are you? You a fucking Italian cocksucker? A German cocksucker? What are you? Fuck you, motherfucker, you old piece of shit. I watch your act. I see how the fuck you tread. You're a suck ass and a dick sucker. Okay? And yeah, I said that. I don't gotta respect you. How much? What are you, a year older than me? 2 years older than me? Fuck you. You old fucking bitch. Schmuel Buckman. What the fuck? Schmuel Buckman couldn't fucking wear my fucking, he couldn't wear my fucking, my left shoe. He's the bottom of my fucking shoe, that motherfucker. You think he was been an angel his whole life? Yeah, okay. I'm sure he's got plenty of skeletons in his fucking closet. He hides it well. Schmuel Buckman. Motherfucker used to be, I heard was a fat old fucking cow. It was a fucking drunken motherfucker from what I understand back in the day. What, because he turned a leaf? Oh, but I can't? I can't turn a leaf. Only him? I'm the only one in Dabbers that's no good and I can't change. Fuck you. Motherfucker. I got more fucking balls in my little fucking peak than you got in your whole fucking life and your whole body, motherfucker. You old fucking peak. Fuck you, Schmuel Buckman. That's why I say fuck you. Fuck Karmic X and fuck you and fuck your mother and fuck your wife, okay? That's what I say to you. Go fuck yourself, you old fucking piece of shit. You want to talk shit, you better fucking talk shit right about me. Get it right. I'll show you a piece of shit, motherfucker. You want to see some real piece of shit? I'll be glad to show you. You dumb fuck. You're a dumb fuck. You know that, Schmuel Buckman? Schmuel who? That's what I say. Schmuel who? Here. You know what? Right now. You see this fucking face, you stupid old motherfucker? Schmuel who? Go fucking suck a dick, okay? You fucking old fucking bastard. Okay? Fuck you, Schmuel. You fucking piece of shit. Mother dirtbag cocksucker. Oh, fuck yourself, bitch. Talk shit to me, motherfucker. Stay out of my fucking lane. Stay in your own fucking lane. I don't bother you. Don't fucking bother me. Your fucking ratings ain't gonna fucking do anything to me. Anything you say on me is not gonna change or fucking hurt me, pal. I don't give a fuck who you think you know. And don't think for 1 minute that I don't hear what everybody says to me, motherfucker. And you should mind your own fucking business. If Rocco wants to fucking talk, you're probably one of the guys that would always be in his ear and you should fucking drop that motherfucker because you're a fucking bitch because you're a jealous bitch. What do you want? Is it that you want the attention? You want the attention that he gives me? Is that what you're mad about? That's your problem. Go talk to Rocco. Maybe I'll put the good word in for you that you're crying that you don't get enough attention. Huh? Maybe I'll go fucking cry. I'll go fucking cry. Okay? I'll go cry for you. Oh, Schmuel ain't getting he ain't getting his attention. He's bad. He's bad because you pay all attention to me. I don't ask fucking Rocco to go on. He calls me up. You want to come on? I don't ask him for money. He sends it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to turn it down. At least he respects me enough to say, you know what? You work. Thanks. I appreciate it. Let me send you some money. No, it's all right. No, I'll send it to you. Rocco calls, I go because I like Rocco. He's always done me solid. He's the only one that truly believed in me 100% and kept me going. Whether he was making fun of me or not, he kept me going. He's been hard on me, but not as hard as some other people. Rocco's made good jokes. He's done it in a good way. But you know what? He also fucking stuck up for me and fucking promoted me a lot. So Rocco's okay in my book. He's a paisano. Okay? So Shmuel, you think you're fucking tight with everybody. You think you fucking know. I talk with Shuli. I don't give a fuck. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Story. High Pitch Eric thought that Shuli was gonna stick up for him with that bullshit money he coming at me saying I owed him when Vince owed him. You know what Shuli told him? Take a fucking walk and leave Joey C alone. That's what he fucking told him. Right to his fucking face. And High Pitch got off that stage like a fucking little church mouse. Because Shuli was a friend and he still is a friend. I'm the one that fucked up, and I'm the one that was stupid to him. Okay. Everybody says Shuli was a good friend. When I had to talk to him, he goes, you know, I've always helped you. He goes, you never asked me for anything, but I've always came out and helped you. And he has. When you were sick, I'd call you on the weekend. Shuli was always true to me, man. And I'll always be a friend to him. He's just upset that when John came after him, how can I go? Because you know what? I made my peace with John. I didn't go on John's to rub anybody the last couple times I went on to rub anybody the wrong way. I just went on just to talk and just shoot the shit with him. That was it. Because he asked me to come on. No, nothing was intended for anything. And he got upset because I went on fucking MLC. MLC didn't bring me on to talk about Shuli. He brought me on for the wedding, my sister, and he brought me on for Carmack. It had nothing to do with Shuli. It was content that he wanted me to argue with fucking Carmack. I mean, I'm entitled to fucking make an earning. You know? And so Shuli took it the wrong way, and I tried to explain that to him. But he's not mad. He was just saying some good things about me the other day. So, I mean, come on, man. Shuli's a decent guy, man. He always has been. Okay? Everybody calls him a snake, but he's not. I'm not going to let anybody say that because he's not. You don't have to like him, but he's successful in what he does. Leave the guy alone, man. It's like, leave me the fuck alone. Fuck. I mean, I go toe-to-toe and argue all day long with the same fucking people. What's the sense? What's the fucking sense? The bottom line is, no matter if you catch me in a fucking lie or not, if I know it's wrong, I'll be accountable to that person I fucking did to it. I have done that. Provenly done that to people. If I'm wrong, I'll fucking come clean. I'm not ashamed. But when you make up shit about me and then people make up shit about me and fucking say all this shit, that's what irks me. But you know what? I don't let it bother me no more because you know what? I'm better than that. Shmuel Buckman. Are you fucking kidding me with that? Shmuel Buckman is a fucking nothing. A nothing. He's a nothing. He was a suck ass from the beginning of the Dabbleverse. A suck ass. Is the old man put together, hanging out in the chat room and he put himself into Shmuel Talk. Shmuel Talk. Shmuel Talk. How many times that motherfucker tried to get me to come on? I went on once or twice I went on. That's it. I'm not doing no more for him. He think I'd love to get him on. Fuck you, Shmuel. Fuck you. Here, you want me on? $1,000, I'll do your show. You want to interview me? $1,000. You put $1,000 in my account and I'll do your fucking show. Till then, shut the fuck up. Okay? That's right. $1,000 you want me to come on your show. That's the price I'm setting. That's my worth. And I'll give you the best fucking show you want and the best debate you ever fucking get. Till then, shut the fuck up, Shmuel Buckman. Get the fuck out of here, man. Shmuel Buckman is a figment of my imagination, figment of anybody's imagination. That guy's got no relevance to anything. Okay? He don't. He's a fucking no fucking eyebrow, fucking puff eye, fucking looks like a serial killer. Looks like a weirdo, a creep. Shmuel Buckman. He looks creepy. I wouldn't trust any female with him. Motherfucker's very creepy looking. I'd keep my eye on him if anybody was around him with anybody's woman. He's a creep. Who knows? Maybe he's really the fucking guy out there killing people on I-80. Maybe it's him and blaming Ray. He looks like the type. Ray don't. Shmuel Buckman. Fuck Shmuel Buckman. Gonna get me fucking psyched out. I'm a fucking Shmuel Buckman. Shmuel Buckman is a fucking douchebag. Motherfucker. Fat motherfucking drunk of what he used to be. Nothing but a fat fucking drunk. Loudmouth fucking drunk in a bar. That's all he ever was. He is a discount Bob Levy. He's way below Bob Levy. least Bob Levy's a fucking professional. I can say nothing bad about Bob Levy. Bob Levy's solid with me. Bob Levy's a solid guy. Always been straightforward. Always gave me good advice. And he's dynamite of naming people's names, coming up with names of shows. That man's a genius when it comes to some of that shit. And I'm sorry that, the greatest show I think that ever happened in the Dabbleverse was the BS show. By far, hands down, was the greatest show ever. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, and the people that do know what I'm talking about, that were true fans of that show, they're going to tell you the same thing. The greatest show was the BS show. The greatest show in the Dabbleverse in history was the BS show. You don't fuck what anybody says. The formula, when they fucking got right, was fucking dynamite. 9 o'clock show in the morning, put up great content, was the greatest show, go down in history, is the greatest show ever. Uncle Rico's show's not the greatest show. BS show was a show. I'll attest to that any way I could say. Chatters were great. Great chat room. People banter back and forth. People arguing. I used to fight. That's how I met American Cupcake and DG, fighting with them motherfuckers in the fucking chat room every day. Every time I was saying something in the chat room, Shuli would post that motherfucker up on the screen. Now, the nothing I said in the fight, it always went on the screen. People get mad at me. I'm fucking talking to someone in the chat room. I don't give a fuck if Shuli's saying putting them up, then he thinks it's good content. He didn't say fuck you. I did get banned from his chat room, though. He banned me for a year. Believe me, 1 year I was banned from the chat room because somebody fucking lied on me. But they did lie on me. They did. Part of it was a lie, part of it wasn't. But I probably shouldn't have did what I did. I said something in the chat room that was personal, and I should have done it. But I didn't say it like they I didn't mean it like it came out. I didn't think before I spoke. So it cost me to be from the chat room. I was banned for the Shuli Network. I was allowed in their chat room for almost a year. And finally, one day, when I started that show with DG, I didn't know that DG had talked with Shuli and says, Joey C wants to do a show with me, and what do you think? And he says, I think you guys will make him better. I want to see him doing a real show. I want to see him appreciate more. And then Shuli did a review on it, and he loved it. And he watched me carefully. And then one day I got a call, and when I asked him the first time, can I get back in the chat room? He said, nope. He says, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not letting you back in the chat right now. It's okay. I didn't argue with him. I didn't question him. And that's what he wanted to see, that I could move on. So I just, he knew I was upset, but I said, okay, I get it. When he did let me back in, Joe didn't want to let me back in. Joe did everything in his power to keep me out of that chat room. Shuli told him, let him back in. And then Joe came up with excuses. Oh, I can't. I don't know. We're having a problem with the YouTube side. Joe made an excuse for about a week. Fucking Shuli probably laid the hammer down. But I made peace with Joe because Joe was mad because when I went after him, when I was being trolled and was blaming him. But I made all my peace with Joe. I like Joe. But he was mad. He had the right. But after Shuli told me, he disobeyed it. He kept me out of that chat room for another week. But it got all worked out. And half those people became fake anyhow. If I say hello to somebody, how's everybody doing? Oh, shut up. Get out of here, Joey C. There's like a half a dozen people that tell me you don't even belong here. Fuck you. Okay? How the fuck people got the right to tell anybody if they want to be in chat room? Or why you spending money? Why you super chat? Who the fuck are you to tell me how to spend my money? I sent John a $50 super chat, and Brendan a $50 super chat, and John a $20 super chat. I heard about that from every fucking major show. Why did I do that? What do you mean? That's my business why I did that. The fuck, man? People put their nose in businesses they don't need to fucking know. They should never tell a man about how he spends his money or who he fucking gives to. That's his business. Who the fuck has the right to do that? I was always questioned about every fucking thing I did in this Dabbleverse. But you know what? Everybody tried to fucking run me off. Everybody tried to control me. Nobody could. That's why Buckman don't like me, because I'm uncontrollable. Why did I listen to B Dabbler? Motherfucker, I listen more to Rocco than anybody, you dumb fuck. Who the fuck are you? Shmuel who? Is that motherfucker here in my chat room? That yellow belly fucking no fucking owlbrow motherfucking bug-eye looking motherfucker that he is? Why don't you go have a drink and fucking have a heart attack, you old fucking bitch? Okay? Fucking East. Ooh, that guy fucking chaps my ass. Who said it was a morning emergency show? Where do you see the word emergency in my show? You dumb fuck. No, it's a lot of me fucking ranting and giving you content and no one's showing me any love. But I'm still here. I got a membership drive. I'm 13 away from getting 100. Who's going to step up and fucking help me get to 100? Anybody? It don't matter if you don't or not. But that's what I'm trying. That's my goal. I'd like to get 13 in the next couple days, if possible. If you guys could see it in your heart that I deserve it. But I'm sick of it. I know my true people that are true blue to me. There's a couple in my chat when they're good to me. They're real friends that I can count on. And if I go off the deep end, they'll go call me up and tell me. Or they'll say, listen, don't let that guy get to you. That guy, you don't let him get you to that place. I got a couple friends in the chat when they will call me. They're good friends. And I consider to do anything for those type of people. Anything I can. If they needed me, I'd be there for them. Bob Levy's enough of a bargain. Bob Levy's enough of a... Yeah, but Bob's always been good to me, Rick. He's always been right by me. Always. I can't... Even Shuley, man. I can't say nothing bad about these guys. They were always there for me. And I didn't ask them for nothing. But when, Shuley helped me with a lot of stuff, man. When I first started streaming, he told them, make sure he gets a good mic. KC Armstrong sent me a nice mic. I still have. There's a lot of times I could have got better equipment that I should have done it when I did it. When Deadpool gave me a couple nice donations, I should. But a couple people that specifically told me to buy it, I did. I went out and bought what I could with it. I remember a guy I threw out of my chat room. First time I chat him, I threw him out, banned him, and he sent me $100 right after the show. He sent it to my Cash App and said, "Go buy yourself a mic. Have a nice day." This is a guy I threw. I felt so bad when that happened. The guy never's been back to and I unbanned him. Never been back to my show ever since I banned him. And the guy was like a real good big donor. I didn't know. I was fucking stupid, But I don't care. I'm not here to use anybody. Okay, I'm not gonna just grip to him. But he sent me. That was class. I fucking banned him, talk shit to him. And he fucking sends me money to buy a better mic. To me, that was a classy move on that guy's part. That was a good move. That made me. He accomplished what he wanted. Made me feel like a piece of shit. He did. He definitely got that done. And that's how he did it. Because after he did that, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Why don't I listen to other people tell me which guys are good and which guys are not? Hey, Kim, this is a good egg right here. Nice lady. She writes me from time to time, asks me some personal questions, and she went on Be Dabbler and she did the news. They kind of spoiled it. I knew it. I had a feeling when Rocco was talking. I woke up late, but I went back and I flashed through real quick. And before you came on, Kim, and I knew because Rocco's got a tendency of doing that. He did that to Clearwater Chad. Chad would tell him, as I told you, don't tell him what the fuck are you talking about because he's going to exploit you before it happens. That's the whole joke. And he did that. Clearwater Chad half the time. Well, he would fuck with Chad, but I don't know if he did it to you like that. But Rocco has a tendency he'll do that. He'll give out that someone else is going to do. He steps into that. I don't know if he does it because he's funny at it, good at it, or if he just did this time he didn't mean to do it. And I knew it. I'm like, she's gonna say, "Well, you just took everything." And then I saw your message and I sent that to you, but I think you already had spoke. I got up late and right away I saw that, but I think you were already on the air as I was sending it, so I didn't know if you were able to do it though. But I had no problem. She's been kind to me. She's been respectful. She's asked me some things and I'm willing to answer. Because she presented herself nice, and she's a good egg. I told her that the other day. She's good at that thing she did. She should keep doing it. I encourage her. Base Pill gifted. Base Pill, thank you. Gifted 1 cat on TV membership. We now need 12. Thank you very much. Very nice of you, Base Pill. I know that you work hard, and I appreciate that. I know, you're a young guy and obligations. You got bills to pay, and I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Whether it's 1, whether it's 5, whether it's 10, I want to do a member stream again. So what my deal was, if I get to 100, I'll move the Sunday show for the storage to Saturday to 10 o'clock, and I'll do a members only stream at 6 o'clock on Sunday for the members. And I'm also going to we'll even give you guys an opportunity to say what you want to talk about. I was dealing through all my old stuff of when I was really good at bantering and getting in some good fights with people. And I want to clip all this. I might have Base Pills do it. I could pull the episodes and send them to him, and I might him clip the best scene in there that I argued and put together a package. Because he's good at that. And Base Pill, I might use you for that. And then I'll pay you on when the YouTube money comes in. as I got a pretty decent check coming from you this month. So would you consider that if you get busy and not busy, I was gonna send you like 4, 5, 6 videos, and it'll be the whole video. And I'll tell you what, it'd be the scenes that where I was banter with somebody. Like I pulled up a bunch of stuff that when I was on Shuli's and John's if you clip, you'll know how to clip it perfect, so I could put it into a packet. And I wanted to show the old me how I was bantered good and how I made people. I did a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of videos that I have that there's a lot of good priceless stuff in there. But I would let you do it, baseball, if you're available, and we'll work out some kind of payment, and then I'll give it to you on payday if you're available. I think it'll be good, but as long as it's clipped right, the way if I have you clip it, then I'll know it'll be, instead of me putting up the whole show and going through it, I'll make a mess out of it. I want to be clean and throw it up there when it's all ready to go. You know what I'm saying? You'll make it right. You know what I'm saying? So if you're available, let me know. I mean, my man Rick here. Let's see what he's got. Uncle Rico just became annoying. It did. I even said it. I think they over. I think they're still going on. I think. See, everybody said, well, as long as John's around, John don't make good content that much no more. He really not into it. You could tell John's really not into it. John's just different. He's different now. I'm not. Listen, John brought a lot of great streams. I was on the greatest stream ever, the drunken stream with him and DG. To me, was one of the greatest highlights of my streaming. Was that stream? And that's going to go down. That had to be the all-time best Sutter and John stream, in my opinion. The night that him and DG were so fucking drunk, it was unbelievable. That was a fucking ball. I had a ball with that one. And I got no ill will, John. He apologized profusely to my wife, and I know everybody hates him, but if you ever get to talk with John, just John by himself, he's a whole different person. Yeah, he's a high demanding. He's a person that demands, and he's arrogant, and he's into him. He's demanding if you stream it. But John, you get the real John when you talk with him, and you can see the difference. He's more real, and that's the connection I made with him when I really liked him. That's what I connected with him, and I think few people understood that. But a lot of people warn me, this guy can't be your friend. You're going to see. Carl used to tell me all the time, sure, but they never interfered. They said you'll have to find out for yourself. I think even Kumio mentioned something to me when they introduced me to him, because he knew that I was the guy that streamed with John, and I always used to stick, because I went up against his girlfriend on the Point Dabble Point when I was defending John. She was one of the panelists, so she must have said something, and everybody warned me, but John does everything for content. John, as bad as he is as being a person, or people think he is, they there's some of the things he's capable of doing. He is an entertainer. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And but John is a guy that he is very. You piss him off, he goes right for the throat. He does. That's what that's all he knows how to do. Is he'll go and he'll rip you and your whole family apart. That's what he does. I'm the same way. That's why everybody says I'm just like him. But I don't do it in that way. I've said a lot of stuff that I was doing, but I've never really through with it. I never have. I've docked a couple people by accident. Seriously, made mistakes in the beginning when I accidentally threw up emails or phone numbers by mistake. I was trying to have a phone line coming in, and I had everybody's my whole phone book was open one day, and everybody. I mean, people were getting phone calls by Hawk back in that day. He got every number, and he was harassing people, and it was because of me. But that was that was purely an accident. But I've threatened to dox people, but I never went through with it. I always use, it's some people, that's the way they use leverage, but my intentions are always good, and I catch myself, and a lot of people, they're right. It's the pussy way out to dox somebody or fuck with their family. I shouldn't do that. And that's why, another reason why I left. I got to get my health, to get my mind right, and know that I'm doing some shit that's not right. I'm lucky, to be honest with you. I'm very lucky my channel's still alive, because there's a lot of, I had to clean up my channel. There was a lot of streams that were probably should got my channel kicked. Now, the only thing I've ever had is I never been demonetized, but I was denied the monetization twice, but I appealed the second time, and then they gave it to me. And I've been monetized ever since. But when I was, the first time I was denied when I was up for monetization, and then I had to wait, Hack Right and I were both on the same day, and then we had 90 days to get our act together, and we couldn't figure out what the problem was. And then finally we figured out what my problem was. It was my thumbnail, my header on my page. It was the Catalan. I don't know if it's. I think it's a Catalan TV. Yeah, but it had switchblades in it, and a fan who I don't know if he works for YouTube or he's at a friend. If he said he had a friend on YouTube, and he made a phone call, maybe he probably is the guy that works there and didn't want me to know. But he presented it to me like I made a phone call. And I got a good friend in YouTube, and I'm pretty much thinking maybe it's him. And he says I can tell you exactly why you didn't get monetization. Because remember, I got banged for a faulty thumbnail, and I couldn't figure out what the fuck it was. And everybody kept saying, "Well, if your thumbnail doesn't explain your show, that's it." Or the AI Batman is. It was none of that. It was the fucking my header, my the back of my page. Catalan TV was something that who made that for me? I think it was Hackrite that made them for me, and we didn't think nothing of it. There were switchblades in there, and that was what got me banged. That's what got me not monetized. And because I got when it was up to 90 days, they denied me again. So I cleaned it up, and I did. They gave us an opportunity first time to give us to write in to do a video to send to them instead of writing them. They when I went to go to appeal it and I hit the button, it came up with a thing that says you could send a video to us. So I poured my heart out, looked right in that camera, and I poured my heart out and explained to him that I can be a good partner. And 48 hours later, I woke up and it was monetized. And they sent me a message, congratulations, you're monetized. And so I did it. And Hackrite's the one who told me you got an opportunity to do, and he told me exactly what I should say in the video. Be very sympathetic to it and tell them why you think you'll make a good YouTube partner. And he told me, pretty much coached me through it. Because remember, he was doing the shows teaching Joey C. He says, listen, you can get this done. And I was very leery because I'm like, I'm going to fuck this up. So if I don't get monetized the second time, then I think it was a year wait after that. The first time they give you 90 days, I think, and then still not, then you got to wait a whole year. And I'm like, there's no way, man. I've run too many shows, and I don't know if I go another year without it. So, but then Super Tips came out anyhow. So I mean, you don't need Super Chats no more because Melton's give open Super Tips for everybody, and it's better than Super Chats, and you get paid. You don't got to wait a full month. So that's going to be the revolutionize of all of streaming. The problem is Melton's going to get very wealthy off this system, and then they're going to wind up probably selling it to some big corporation. They're going to get a lot of money for this. Melton's going to cash it. This is a very well my wife said this. She goes, man, Melton really turned out to be a smart guy. Him and Moody, because that thing is fucking good. And now they opened it up to everybody because I guess it was by invite. He went to by invite. He was inviting people. I had to fucking pretty much beg for it because he denied me 15,000 times. There's no way I'm giving it to you, you idiot. And even OJ said, there's no way you can work it. And I'm like, I had problems with him. I had Base Bill help me. I had finally Base Bill helped me with a lot of things, and he got me corrected on something. But there were still some things off because he said, I got to read more on this. And then Corn Diff is the one that got me ready for stream. Between him and Base Bill got me. Base Bill got me almost to what one thing needed, and then I got an email saying call or email Corn Diff. He asked me for my phone number. And he called me. And he didn't expose himself. He was on video, but he didn't show himself. And he walked me through what needed to be fixed. But then I still had trouble after that because I was fucking tweaking buttons, and I didn't know OBS. OBS was hard. But when Evie Mux came in, and Cardiff he was getting ready to do a show. Cardiff, he was late doing his show. He goes, I got 15 minutes, and I didn't know he came. He was like in the back office waiting for me for 10 minutes. Cardiff goes, listen, I got to go. My show starts in like 4 minutes. All you got to do is he showed me, goes, go click on that, put that link in there, and it'll work. And it was Evie Mux is the best way. So OBS, I learned it, but I kept tweaking. I could show it, and I had a lot of voice problems with it a lot of times. And Lou goes, it's fucked up again because you keep changing shit. Yeah, I was trying to make it better. I was trying to make sure I was learning stuff, and as I was doing it, I was fucking it up. So it's a very hard with OBS. Because Melton just did a whole thing on explaining how to use it as different ways. And he even said Evie Mux is idiot proof. So I don't know why Jake's having problems. Jake can use Evie Mux. It's simple. You put the link in the browser and click, and it goes on. Because I guess Jake is not playing them or something, and he's thanking everybody on Twitter. That's what Melton said. So I'd be willing to show Jake because it really is idiot proof. And I'm not saying Jake's an idiot because I'm an idiot too, but it was difficult. Bob Levy took a long time to figure out. I think Sykes said if I up him. It's not if you don't know technology that good, I wasn't ashamed. I mean, Facebook came and helped me. I had what's his name, Jim Grindle helped me, gave us a lesson. He got us on certain things that he knew they were knowledgeable on that were helpful. But the whole key is I didn't have the virtual thing downloaded in there that you need. And I didn't know because nobody told me that. But Melton did give me the instruction. It said in the instructions at the last page, you need this. But when Melton had to, he goes, don't ask me for no help. It's yours. Do what you want with it. Figure it out yourself. Ask somebody. Pay somebody. I got no time for you. And that's how it was in the beginning. But now Melton is, and I kept saying, man, I kept saying to myself, if Melton just launches this right and just lets everybody and anybody do this, he's making cash cow, man, because he gets 10%, whatever, as far as I think it's still 10%, because I just did a couple of them the other day, and I think they're deposited today, and it looked like about whatever Stripe took, and I think he's still getting his 10%. So he has but they'll make a killing. You imagine if you got 500 shows signed up on that? Because people want that fan base will like it. He's smart, and then they're going to wind up probably getting millions of dollars for that. Someone will pick it up and build it into an app, and I almost think that because everybody's like, a friend of mine told me, he says, well, YouTubers don't give a shit right now, but they might. What if YouTube intercedes it? If he gets so big and it start hurting us? I don't know if YouTube is owned by Google. They're so powerful and big. Do you think they would even give a shit? Because I don't think they really would. That super chats are nice, but this super tip could be the next revelation for anything for streaming. Melton's on to something big here, man. And so I commend him. And the improvement that they did, the upgrade is really nice. And anybody can get it now. Like I said, it was by invite. Now he's got a page. You just go and you sign up. You ask a few questions. From what I understand, I heard Lou's getting it. I heard someone say that. I don't speak with Lou no more. We don't speak. But someone said that I heard Melton say that. Melton said that Lou the God even has it now. So that's cool, man. I mean, is Cupcake? But Lou don't stream on the channel, so is Cupcake? And I think Cupcake is against all that stuff. I don't think he don't even care about being monetized. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what he says. So I don't know if Lou's got it. Where's he going to use it at? Jim's got it now too. They all got it. All the shows have it, don't they? So that was the move to make. I'm just saying that's the move that he did. He made the right move there because now he's gonna, it's gonna be so successful. Melton is gonna be making a lot of money off it. He deserves it, man. The guy's been on the internet since 2006 when Nobody Likes Onions. He's been very, he is good at what he does. He's, now that I understand him more, he's a comedian that's a cutthroat comedian that comes at you. He goes after your heart and zap you. That's how good he is, and he's good at it. And I've had my share of arguments with Melton. Trust me, I've bantered with him many a times. And Melton don't mess with me. He's cool with me. I say if I don't watch him that much, but if I go in there, I'll say hello to him, and he'll acknowledge me. But I will commend him, and I'm thanking him for not taking my super tips. While didn't really use it for the last time. He goes like, well, let's see. Last time Joey C, because I see he makes a lot of super tips for himself. Well, I do it to practice and to launch it for advertisement. So I can go back and play old ones, but it's cool because you're allowed to make them for free. So and so many of them. So I promote it. Like Melton used to tell everybody that did have it. You should always promote the super tips. Get it going, and he's right. You guys, it's great, man. Anybody can have it. You guys should. Anybody that just even streams once in a while should have it. It's so easy, and you will generate an income, man. I mean, it's there to help you generate an income. So my hats off to him and Moody for doing that for everybody. I mean, even Pineapple's successful with it. Doesn't he get a lot of super chats? Super tips. I know he's pretty excited. Chad was doing good with it, but does he have it anymore? I don't really ask personal stuff. When I go to hang out with Chad, it's just I go to a comedy show and talk with him, and Chad's been good to me, man. He's been cool with me. So he got me free tickets, and he was on the air show, and he goes, maybe I'll ask Joey C if he wants to come to my show this Thursday. And I got a text from him, you want to come to the show? And I called him. I said, yeah, I'll come. And he goes, yeah, don't worry, I'll leave. So yeah, he was right on point. Good show. I like Chad. He's pretty funny. You are nothing to like Stuttering John. Behind your bluster is a good dude. Thank you, Rick. I know you know that because you're a good dude, and you don't judge a book by its cover. You've met me, you've had dinner with me, and you've always been kind to me, and I've always considered you a good guy myself. You always were kind to me, always, especially when I first got on the stream. You were always kind to me, and yeah, I got a lot of respect for you, man. Terry Nee's another great guy. Sorry you had to close that office, buddy. But I didn't officially resign yet, so maybe there's a chance. I got a few things to think out. People say just don't give up. Try to get Florida. If I can accomplish basically what he's saying, if you could get the signature in Florida, which is the most state you got to go out, you could get the other states. If you master the Florida in 26, 27, you'll nail all the other ones you need because there's so little low amount of signatures you need. But you gotta do it right. You gotta register with that state. Like I got a letter from this, like I got this official letter from the state of Florida. You got to register it, and then you got to use their form. You can't just go with a signature pad. Florida won't accept it. So this is the whole. Like, here's my EIN number for the Catalano for America 2020. This is my committee. So you got to sign it. They say you should have a good accountant to be the head of the committee, someone that's on it, a real law firm accountant that should be in charge of this. That's the best safe way to be. Someone that knows all the laws. I haven't started taking campaign. I haven't done the final step to go ahead and I haven't even opened the bank account yet because I have to go down now with the paper that I got for the state of Florida, go to a bank and show them that I need a presidential campaign account. Here's the official letter. You guys got to see it. This is the official letter that I'm registered in Florida. Florida has accepted me and is allowing me now I could go out and get signatures, but I got to use their form. It's got to be, and then you got to take each form that's found in each county to that county office. You understand? It's got to go to the county, the election office in each county. You don't just send it to the state of Florida. You got to break it down. And of course, they said you should try to get like 180,000 because some of those might be rejected or they're not able to vote or they moved. So, by the time you turn them in, but you got to take them, you got to have them organized. You got to go by each county in Florida, and you need 145,000. That's a lot of signatures. But my friend's right. If you can master Florida, you're there, and you got to even pick in other states. You got to pick the volunteers. No, you can't offer nobody pay. It's got to be strictly on volunteer. You can't. There's election laws that you got to be very careful. You can't like hire people to do anything because that's like tampering with the election. You can't hire people that are like they do that. Go out and get. That's a no. Nobody could be the word hired, especially if they got any involvement with politics because they got influence. That's what they're saying. So you got to strictly volunteers. They prefer young college people that get involved with that are coming up and going. They tell you, they give you the whole blueprint, and they tell you, let me tell you something. You're responsible for reading and learning all the rules and regulations because if you break the law, we're going to put you in jail. They're very clear on that. So if you're not good at understanding, you better make sure you got a good lawyer on your side or a good campaign manager that's going to follow it. And let me tell you something. That's why I got so personal about Obama because I would show him the laws and he would explain everything to me. And that's why he was a big help to me, and everybody thought I was crazy, but I don't have a campaign manager. I got no one that stepped forward to be my campaign manager that's smart, that knows all this shit. So I relied on this tool, which has been very, very to the point. Because when you look up his answers, and he's guessed right how he's explaining it to me. So I've learned a lot of stuff through ChatGPT because I put the laws in there or the rules and regulations. He'll tell me that you cannot break this. You'll end up, everything by the book. Be very, very transparent. Quarterly reports, monthly reports. Well, all my reports have been blank because I haven't done the final step. Once I do that final step, then legitimately campaign funds can go into that thing. But there's at that point, you really shouldn't be the one to be dispersing anything. It's not good. You should not want to be near the bank account. And I don't, because it lays out you could do anything for the campaign. If you got $1 million in there, anything for that campaign. If you need to travel, you need to get a bus, a mobile home that you're moving, like when they go on campaign, that's all out. You could hire security. You could have a security team. You could hire and pay a campaign manager. You could hire and pay a secretary. You could hire and pay bodyguards. You could hire anything that you have to have for printing. Anything you got to pay to go out in public to rent a hall. Only though that is considered, anything for an election is considered. You cannot go out and buy a new suit with that money. You cannot go out and pay bills. You could pay the bills on the rent for a campaign office, strictly for a campaign. But you work out of your home and pay that off as a write-off. No, you go to jail. There's a lot of things it's strictly to the campaign. You can't just draw money out. You could have petty cash. You're allowed to have so much petty cash on hand, but very strongly recommended that you're not just the candidate and you're also doing the books and not a violation, and I don't want to do that. So that's the other thing why I'm leery. I could do the signature, but what if let's say I do get on the ballot and I got to go out and actually campaign and I got to go out there and do all that shit because I'll apply for the grant and the grant's $53 million that they put in your account. So I don't want to be part of any of that because if you make one mistake misappropriating them funds, your ass will go to prison. And I am not looking to break any laws. I'm just saying that's a long shot to me get on the ballot. But if I get Florida, it could happen. I could get on that election ballot. If I get accomplish Florida, then the rest will be easy. My buddy, because it's strictly grassroots, meaning I'm funding everything. I'm going out and getting the donations from, and then there's laws about how you could put your own personal money in there. You're allowed to loan money to the campaign for expenses, but it's got to go. It's a fine line. Like you're loaning money from your personal account to put in the campaign, and it's got to be well written. You got to fill out forms and let them know if you're a family member gives you money for your campaign. They can't just give it to you. It's got to be like a loan. It's got to be a written agreement that they're going to get paid after the election. You got to have an agreement. You can't just people. If you go out and get donations, you grassroots and you get donations. You could go to solicit. You could have fundraisers. You could do all that. But there's a fine line of how and who puts money in there. It's like if you got any bad people on your radar and they make endowments, what I'm talking about, corrupt people, that could be a no-no. That could walk a fine line. A lot of things could get you in trouble. And they tell you straight up, Florida told me straight up, we say this one time, you better learn all the rules and regulations laws because we have no tolerance for anybody that breaks these rules. So that's another reason why I'm not thoroughly educated enough because they were so strict. Everything had to be filled out on this form. I got to print 170,000 papers. Got to have that printed myself. Or I got to run 175,000. You know how much money that is? That I have to pay out of my pocket and then turn in a receipt because if I ever get campaign funds, then I can get reimbursed for that. But I have to loan money for myself to put in to pay for that, and then everything's got to be receipted. It's got to be turned in FCC. So it's a lot of stuff. You think people pay these politicians that run and pay out of their pocket? They don't just blow their own money. It's a lot of work. So that's why, because I want to make sure that I dot my I's and cross my T's. But if I can accomplish Florida, if I can put the work in and get the signatures, and I'm willing to do that and try it. My friend said, just if you don't have it, then if you don't got Florida, then you could step out. But if you nail Florida, you know how easy the rest of it. My buddy in Nevada, he's grassroots. He said he get me Nevada for $500. You pay a $500, fill out a form, $500 to the commission office, and that's it. And you're on the ballot in Nevada. That's how simple Nevada is. I think New Mexico is the same way. You pay a $500 or $1,000. Some states, there's a couple states that are $1,000. You pay a $1,000 entry fee, fill out the forms, and you're automatically on their ballot. That's how simple it is. Florida is the toughest state for senator. My family's in Illinois. I got my sisters. I got my brother. They'll volunteer and they could go out and get senator. But then I got to apply for it. First, I got to get the okay, and then I got to. If they tell me it's got to be done on this form and this form, some of them don't care. Some of them just tell you get go notepads and signatures. They don't care. But now today, most of the states, because there's so much election fraud and so many ballots and messed up, that it's got to be. But Florida's the toughest. I don't like Florida. Never did. Florida makes life so miserable for people. And I am an ex-criminal. I am I'm a felon. So eyes are going to be on me more than anything. If I make any dent in anything, they're going to watch me with it. And then, of course, I'm going to get ripped apart. If I made it on the ballot, those other politicians are going to eat me up with fucking commercials. They're going to discredit me as fast as they can. So I have to be as transparent as I can. That's why my thing, zero to hero, it's not me being a politician. I can't be a politician. I got to be me. Go out and face the people face to face and let them know I'm just like them, and that I'm an average nobody like them. That this is what I think can make a difference. We need our country back because it ain't working. It hasn't worked with the way the crooked politics. It's not working. It hasn't worked in many years. We're in debt. We bail out too many countries before we help our own. We got our own POWs sleeping under viaducts and in alleys and sleeping on the street, homeless. That's a problem with me. People that serve this country that are not being cared for. There's a lot of mishaps here. But those people are powerful, and they will. There's a risk that someone might try to kill me. It could happen if I would start making noise and they were threatened by me, I'm a nobody. Someone's going to try to take me out. So there's a lot of consideration. But I'm not afraid to do it. See, if I died because of something I believed in, I'm okay with that. You understand? But I'm telling you, I know I'm 1 in a 10. So I'm being level-headed here. So you guys hear it here. It's something that if it happened, it would be wonderful for me, the accomplishment. But I know without reality is 1 in 10 million at best to even get on the ballot for voting. But if I can get Florida, I could see myself getting on the ballot. Now, getting on the ballot means I got to get votes. Now, I got to go out and I got to physically sell people. Now, if I make a connection, real connection with people, maybe they'll vote for me. But they say most independent guys, if they get 1%, Ross Perot was the one that ever got the most highest as an independent. And that was a lot. So it visibly, it's never happened in history. But anything can be possible. You know, but am I healthy enough to go for that grind? That's why another reason I really believe in it. Everybody thinks that this was not a work. I was serious about this, but people try to. You know what the work involved in this? You never know. But that's the whole idea. I'm not trying to sell I'm a politician. I'm trying to sell a connection to the people to get out and meet every single person that's an average working person and sit down with them and talk face to face and let them see I'm just like you. I've made mistakes like you. I've suffered financially like you. I've been a part of the system that screwed me over. I'm an everyday person. I've worked my hard life. I went to prison. I'm a felon like you guys. I've done mistakes to show them I'm a real person because I don't think a politician is going to fix this country anymore. It's got to be someone that's willing to stand up for the regular American working people and the world-class people in this world to make them matter that they're somebody and put belief back in them that they can take their country back and make this really the land of the free. One of the greatest countries in the world we live in. And these fucking people are tearing us up, these old timers that rob us every fucking day and steal money like it's water. And nobody does that because they're afraid. Let me tell you something. I sometimes sound off the wall, but I'm going to tell you something. There's anything that was rightly done in society. And as much as they were criminals, the Italian mafia, the Cosa Nostra, American mafia, they did a lot of good for this country, more than people can realize. The government went to them to fight wars for us. Charlie Luciano went and he talked to all the diplomats in Italy to help us win the war. And then they betrayed him. They told him they would let him out, and they deported him anyhow. They used it. But they've used the mob twice. They went to the fucking mob when they wanted to assassinate Kennedy. That's a true fact, hands down. But then they fucking fucked them. The 3 bosses, one was killed, one was deported, and the other one died in old age, Santo Traficante of Florida. Okay? But he was tortured in fucking Cuba when they kept him in prison over there. So, but they didn't kill randomly. They didn't hurt senior citizens. They protected children. They didn't kill civilians. They killed their own scumbags. But they had a lot of power and a lot of power in the pocket, and they were crooked, and they made all that money off of construction and unions, but they did a lot of good for this country. They did. You know, and that's why they were out, right? Because they started to have too much power. You know, if they would have not intercede with them, they might even had a ticket to the White House. Michael Francese, who really turned his life around the last 30 years, this guy could run for president and win. That's how well liked he is. Rudy Giuliani put him in prison, prosecuted him, and wrote him forward and is one of his good friends today because of the real change Michael Francese made. This guy's the real deal. Sammy Gravano, not so much. I still Sammy Gravano is still a gangster. I believe he's still doing shady shit. I believe he's all hyped up and he's doing a lot of stuff still as a mobster. The guy was the underboss, you know. And Michael's true blue to the cloth. He really is. He's really a spiritual man and really helps people. And for a guy like Giuliano, who prosecuted him and hated him, who's made a 180 on him, they just were together on an interview on the Bill Maher show a couple months ago. And he even said he said, Michael, I'm glad to be your friend. I'm glad to change, and you've helped a lot. He's really if that guy ran for president, he'd win. He's a smart man, and was been a good friend to me. He's helped me out. He helped me out through a lot of things of just talking to me and trying to educate me. He don't like me doing this podcast the way I do it because he thinks it's low class. And he told me when they got in his head and they fucking tried to turn him on me and they wrote to him and they fucking fucked it up with him and fucked my interview up with him. He blank called me, says, listen, I told him I didn't know you. They don't need to know I know you, number one. Number two, I can't go on your channel if you're this controversial. I don't want these problems. I dismiss this stuff. He goes, and he was very, that's the only thing they hurt me with. And there's one of them here that knows what I'm talking about. They fucking got accomplished that. They took that away from me. They wrote, he sent me everything that was written. These motherfuckers put some nasty shit about me. He knows I'm not that person. He knows I made mistakes just like him. But that motherfucker, that's why to this day, two people are always going to be banned from anything I do because they came at me maliciously. And you know they did. So they fucking came at me maliciously. Made threats, call me drunk, make threats to my grandchildren. They were bad to me. Those two people. One guy hated me. He fucking hated me and tried to destroy me every angle. He tried to twist me up with John. He fucking did everything. And you know damn well he fucking fabricated half that shit. So he did to make me look bad. He couldn't stand me, that guy. He couldn't stand that I got traction. He couldn't stand it, but then he wound up leaving because I fucking stayed in the game with him and fought him every fucking day. Every day. So I found the fucking dirt on him. And that's why I got no forgiveness for those two people. When the Catalan Network came to me, he goes, who's on the ban list? I need to know. He goes, just the two names I gave you. He goes, are you serious? I can bring anybody else on the banter with you? I go, anybody else, I don't care. He goes, all right, thank you. I gave him something because he's gonna do me right. But never, there's no forgiveness for those two. Sorry, ever. I don't give a fuck. I'm not afraid of them. They couldn't touch me, and they couldn't do shit to me. They tried because I was green. But I showed I had heart and character, and that they weren't going to take me down. And look at where they're at now, figments of everybody's imagination. They're has-beens, and I'm a big part of fucking putting them into the ground, out of the fuck away, because I stood my ground. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I'll take that to my grave. I fought hard. I battled with them hard, and I won. No matter what anybody says, I won. So, and that's a fact. But everybody thought I was nuts when I did this. Oh, here comes, who's this? He has no idea who you are. Who has no idea? You don't? Okay. You believe whatever you want, sweetheart. Believe anything you want. Whatever you say. I'll leave it at that. So you're 110% wrong about that one, sweetheart. I had to tell you that. Joey C sleeps with the fishes. Yeah. Maybe someday I will. Okay, jerky. JFC. I like that. All right, well. Again, I showed you guys a lot of love here, and I'm out of here. I'm going to go. I just wanted to chit-chat and just give it to you real. And we got a lot of snakes that showed up in my chat room, so I dismiss them. I don't talk to these fucking people. Yeah. You lose all your money if you wanted to put money on that. I promise you that. I'd make you look so ridiculous. And you know I'm telling the truth, so don't make me have to fucking make you look ridiculous, because I will. But you know what? I don't stoop to your level no more. Okay? I don't. Little girl, I don't. You know who you are. I don't stoop to your level, okay? But if I wanted to, I'd make you fucking look so embarrassed because you're so don't know what you're talking about because you believe someone that fucking is a piece of shit that wrote him and destroyed my interview with him. No, I know him very well. Talked to him many a nights. Personal phone number. He's got mine. I got his. Okay? So, and I know him very well. I've known him since 2003, the first year I met him. That's 22 years ago. Like I said, I told you I'd known him over 20 years, and I've kept in touch with him regularly. Yeah, zero. Yeah. I know that you're mad. You're a hater. Yeah, that's what I am. Yeah, you're just so mad that I get the attention and you don't. I know it kills me for someone that's a lady, who thinks that she's all that in a bag of potato chips, who's really so ugly inside of a human being in her heart. A broken woman. You're a broken woman. Your mother died and you're a broken woman. So, yeah, I'm sorry for you, but I'm not a broken man, and you never could break me. So you tried many a times with your group, but you failed. So, sorry that you're not a competitor. Sorry. What was this? You should make an app that does absolutely nothing after it takes your money. It would fit your brand. Yeah.
Really? I don't steal money from nobody. So what's your point? You know, why don't you just go away? Okay, because your words mean nothing. You're just a loudmouth little redhead bitch. That's all you are. Okay. For someone that's a lady, you act worse than a fucking whore. That's a fact. A scumbag fucking prostitute is how you act. A floozy. So you're meaningless to me. Your words mean nothing to me. All right, what do we got on the table? Terry Nee celebrates 18 months of a membership. That's dedication. Thank you, Terry Nee. Let me see if I missed anything and stuff like that. I want to talk to the people like that. Not wasteless people that think they're relevant in people's lives or relevant in the world of internet when they're not. They think they are, but you know, they just hate. That's all they got is hate in their life. Base pill, we already acknowledged him for buying one. Kim Nichols became a member. I said that. Thank you again. Thanks, Base Pill. Mint Diggity got one of the memberships from Base Pill, and then the milestone I just read. That's all I see here. So, all right, you guys take care. God bless you. Have a wonderful morning. Be safe. If you're going to work, drive safe. If you're a stay-at-home parent, be good to your kids. If you're a grandpa and grandma, be good to your grandkids. And just remember that there's only one way to go, to be the best you can in life. You can make mistakes, learn from them, like we all have to. And anybody can make a change for the good if you put your effort into it. Anybody can save their soul. Anybody can better themselves to be better. I know, God, I want to better myself in so many areas that I lack in, but it takes time. And when you're older, you don't have a lot of time. You're on borrowed time, but you can stay healthy and live a long life. I want to thank all my true friends in here, and you guys have a wonderful day, okay? I mean that, and I got what I had to say off my mind, and I feel better. So you have a wonderful day, and we'll play this out. Let's see. Oh yeah, did you guys go look at Dang's Lizards 20-minute cartoon on the Catalano family? It's pretty funny. I think I have it here. Matter of fact, I'll play it for you.
Merry Christmas, Butt Chin.
Merry Christmas, Chad Lip.
Do you want to watch the Catalano Christmas show?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. It's my favorite.
Oh, those Catalanos and their hijinks. Every week, this lovable family claws their way up the American dream, usually by digging a tunnel underneath it. So let's have a look what they are up to today.
Yo, my wigger. Listen up. I got a brilliant idea tonight. Something big, something classy, something worthy of a man of my Italian lineage.
Joey, I swear to God, if this is about redirecting government housing money again, I got my 6 p.m. gangbang tonight. Remember, you came up with this 2-for-1 deal?
Nah, this is better. We combine one of these guaranteed loan programs with one of them private loan thingies from a local loan shark. It's like Scam Fushan or whatever it's called.
Yeah. O Father, lend thine ear. The coppers draw nigh and will, without fail, seize thee forthwith. Fear not. I shall see the task completed long before their shadow falls upon our doorstep.
Stabby, sweetheart, why are you trying to talk? You know you can't talk, right? You're deaf, my little ravioli. Shh.
But, Father, I articulate most proficiently.
Oh, she's making the little noises again. Adorable.
I shall stab thee before nightfall.
Joey, can you hurry this up? I gotta leave soon. My 6 p.m. Newports ain't gonna serve themselves. You know we need money for some glass, and I promised you a new velour tracksuit. Sorry I got cum stains on the old one, baby.
Yeah, honey bunny. Right. You're still the queen of the rats here, but let me ask the brains of the family. Yo, my wigger Uncle Bob. How does a man allegedly forge documents to get both a government housing loan and a personal loan at the same time? You know what I'm saying?
O great President Catalano, while you are without fail and only the roaches and cupcakes disobey your orders, I cannot assist you in forging your proof of income, tax returns, and details about your debts and assets to apply for a single-family housing guaranteed loan program. This action may lead to
Yo, why does this wigger keep on rambling?
Federal charges, asset
So Uncle
seizure.
Bob approves. It's a great idea.
Scam alert.
Of course he can't forge documents
Scam
because
alert.
Uncle Bob ain't got no hands.
Scam alert.
Praise the Lord. I only lost my feet. We're in business.
That's neat.
If common sense were dynamite, Joey Catalano couldn't blow the powdered sugar off a cannoli. Let's see if this scam lands him back in prison, just in time for Christmas.
Honey, I got good news. The Newports didn't steal all my money. I found $5 from that neighborhood train they ran a couple days ago. My doctor also says I'm almost all healed up. Oh yeah, and we also got letters saying we're approved for those loans you applied for.
Yo, my rat queen, why don't you start with that news? Finally, we can get out of this rat hole. Didn't I tell you? I'm a genius, a real mastermind. I'm like Bruce Wayne now. I told you I was Batman, and yeah, Spider, you can be my Robin.
Yeah.
Verily, a tempest of ill portent gathers round thee, dearest father. Shall I, in my magnanimity, bid the coppers descend upon thee forthwith, thus relieving their weary feet the indignity of journeying to our humble abode?
Oh, ain't she the cutest when she's trying to talk?
I shall stab thee before nightfall.
Yeah, I'm kind of speechless too. With more luck than brains, the Catalanos were actually able to purchase a new home. What the actual fuck? Should I just quit and scam the government? I knew I could have gotten more from Rumble than a fucking fish lunch.
Come and listen to my story about a man named Joe. Yeah, he's rather slow. Yeah, his mind is gone after years on blow. So this small-minded man, oh how he loves to eat. When he got them diabetes, yeah, he lost his feet. His life is a mess, he got no plan, but his insane mind came up with a scam. So now he's buying some new real estate with money that he took from the state. He heard Newport, Rhode Island is the place to be. Moving to a neighborhood here in Westerly. He got himself a villa, yeah, he got it for free. Did I even mention that he got no fee? Now this stupid old and slow fake Italian man lives with the rich thanks to his scam. So he's moving down to Newport Beach where he works on his election speech. Now I'm gonna shut up, yeah, on with the show. So this is the Newport Catalano.
Stab and steal, yeah, it's Christmas time. Yeah, we're doing fine. Oh, a Catalano Christmas.
Ho, 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 my wigger. Look at us. Class, elegance, Newport royalty, and all because of my brilliant financial acrobatics.
Joey, this place is huge. No holes in the floor, and there's an actual kitchen. Been a while since I saw one of those without a meth lab. So, honey bun, how's the food I cooked? I made your favorite, spaghettis with meatballs.
This unpalatable slob doth taste as though it seeks to dispatch thee before I myself can complete the endeavour.
Oh, look, she likes it. She's making her little noises again.
I shall stab thee before nightfall.
Anyway, I need more cash. I'm thinking diamond-encrusted lasagna next week. Got to impress the neighbors.
Speaking of neighbors, Joey, every house on this street's getting like 12 Amazon packages a day. Fancy ones, big ones, fragile ones.
Christina, are you saying what I think you're saying?
I'm saying we should go into the pirate business. Drugs are expensive, so maybe we should become porch pirates.
Yeah.
I'm calling a Catalano crime council. We need costumes to the Fatmobile truck ship.
And thus the Catalanos change from porch monkey to porch pirate, proving once again that you can't steal brains like you can packages.
Hey, Buttchin, don't you hate it when they pad the runtime with stupid ads?
Yeah. It's the worst.
Are you way too old to play with toys but like to collect bobbleheads?
Place one a dresser with the bobbleheads. And then for some reason, I didn't bring it with me to my bed. It's at my aunt's house. I got to go get that thing.
Get the new Hackverse action figures. Ray's secret Discord store has all the Hackverse action figures you could ever want. We got them all. We got the Stuttering John action figure. It's hard to get one over on him. A millionaire genius drinking in his cat shit-filled apartment. We got the bad guy, also known as Hot Dog Man. You're a hack. Bicycles sold separately. We got the Quad Father struggling to reach the top shelf. But watch out, Stevie Lou, here comes new Portello with his nunchucks. And we even got the Zumok. Buy now and get a free Kate Meanie toy coming and going in a lot of shapes and sizes.
Of course. And she's got the sex toys. I'm going to get some sex toys too. How about that on top of it? I will be the sex toy comedian.
You thought we were finished, we're not. Of course, we also got all the classic Hack Pack action figures. We got the Tickle Me Shuli that just smokes weed all day and laughs.
Hey, buddy.
And with the flip of a switch, he turns into Shuli the Snake. We got the Soul Patch silent mic that never says anything no matter how often you press its button. And last but not least, we got the Reverend Bob Levy. He just constantly smokes like a chimney, but watch out or he'll throw a drink in your face. He's dead. He's alive. He's two things and two things are better than one. Pack of smokes sold separately.
All that and more in Ray's secret Discord store. Official sponsor of the Tookie World Order. Ray can't be associated with that.
Get the KB action figure, new and exclusive on Ray DeVito's secret Discord store. Ray's Discord store. He can't be associated with that. Well, that's what it is.
I just can't be associated with that. I just don't want my name attached to it.
Ray DeVito's Discord store. Oh, we got the meats for all the poor. Ray can be associated with that. And Carlos Danger is fun.
Oh, hi, I'm Gino Bisconti. You might remember me from such self-help videos as Smoke Yourself Thin and Get Confident, Stupid, and being Anthony Cumia's drinking buddy. Now I'm here with an amazing offer for you. For 5 easy installments of only $1.99, you can own a copy of my life's work. You just heard right, only $9.95 for all episodes of my amazing show, In Hot Water, will be made available to you. This show is really too hot for YouTube. That's how I lost my channel. If you want to see me, the great Gino Bisconti, laugh at some random guy's taint, there is only one possibility. Call 1-800-GINO now to make the deal of a lifetime. That's 1-800-GINOAINTGOTNOMONEY. Poor.
I only tell my friends about
In Hot Water.
Everybody else can pay full price. And I bought
In Hot Water.
I flipped. I told my parents, I told my sister, I told my whole building, I told all my friends about the great deal that I got. We're talking bargains. We're talking good prices here.
Once again, that's 1-800-GINOAINTGOTNOMONEY. Poor. You won't regret it like Anthony Cumia did after paying me for years.
Are you not as pretty as you used to be? You should do something for yourself. You're not yourself anymore. Yes, but where does it come from? Who's supposed to do all the work? No wonder it's often too much for me.
Look, when your husband is nervous today, you react like this.
You used to behave differently back then. Yes, but that was 2 years ago. You could be just as full of life today as you were then. That's women's gold. This is how women's gold works. Women's gold ensures your youthfulness and vitality and gives you new courage to face life. Women's gold gives you new strength and joie de vivre. A cure with women's gold will make you happy and makes him happy. Women's gold bring calm and cheer and shows its charm throughout the year.
Simple crime, simple all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on the pirate ship today. Simple crime, simple all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a pirate ship today.
Army matey, there be treasure on these porches.
Yeah.
Exactly, kid, exactly.
Father, the likelihood of your capture grows with each passing moment. I implore thee, desist before calamity befalls this household.
Oh, she's humming again. I love family time.
Silent night, stealing night, all is calm, Catalano crime, Newport Wigger are scamming tonight, stealing all your shit for free, stealing all your shit for
Joey, honey, so how we sell this stuff once we get it?
That's easy. Uncle Bob will tell us. Yo, Uncle Bob, my wigger. How do we sell packages we just boosted from our neighbors' porches? Allegedly.
O great almighty President Catalano, while I only exist to serve you, I cannot assist you in selling stolen property through Craigslist or eBay.
Perfect. See, we
Scam
just sell this
alert.
garbage on Craigslist or
Scam
eBay.
alert.
What the hell is a Fabergé egg
Scam
anyway? You
alert.
shake it a little and it breaks what
Your
crap?
actions may result in
Yeah.
criminal charges, incarceration, financial ruin, or loss of limbs.
It's a Catalano Christmas, so we're going into business. We sell your stuff for cheap at our Christmas suite. From the porch to the block, hear the jingle bell drop. Pop shops open late and we never stop. Boxes stacked high, yeah, they fell off a slate. Boosted just a little, but the price is okay. Amazon smile, but the page slipped wide. No receipts here, just Christmas pride. If it says fragile, shake it once. Holiday deals with the Catalano price and Catalano Christmas family hustle. No witness, we sell your stuff for cheap at our Christmas suite. It's a Catalano Christmas family hustle. No witness, we sell your stuff for cheap at our Christmas suite.
Sir, we got reports of missing packages. Anyone here know anything about that?
Look, officers, it's all Pop's fault. He conspired with my wife. Do I get immunity if I snitch on all of them? Or maybe we can work something out, free therapy session by my wife, if you know what I mean. All her doors are open for business just for you all night.
Well, I have been feeling kind of stressed. Maybe we get some clarity on the situation upstairs?
Why do I always got to carry the loads for this family? All right, boys, follow me.
See? Problem solved. I'm basically a diplomat.
Good heavens, the shame, nothing but shame.
Yeah.
And so ends another day with the Catalanos scamming, stumbling, and somehow surviving. Tune in next time when Joey discovers a loophole in the municipal recycling program and decides he's the plastic king of Rhode Island.
Oh, Catalano Christmas, snow's falling to the ground, boosted joy and quiet business. Joey is small, but very round. Warm lights glow in Newport windows, but with help we qualified for. Papers signed and numbers missing, blessings stacked behind the door. Oh, Catalano Christmas, candles burning low, boosted gifts beneath the tree now, from a system we all know. Pop says grace, don't ask the details. Stabby smiles, pours the wine. If the check cleared, it was Christmas. Everything else will be fine. Oh, Catalano Christmas, silent, rich, and bright, boosted dreams and borrowed money, sleeping easy Christmas night.
Dang, lizard.
His name is Comic X, and you don't never know what to expect. He roams the streets of a small town down in Minnesota, where he thinks he can rock solo. He run his mouth all about Joey C, who we all know is the biggest one to see. Carmiacs can't stop riding on Joey C. Then he must prove to himself he really just sucks like all the rest, because there is only room for one king. He wears that big old ring, singing like a king, while Comic Pix goes doom on the rest. He's one of Catalano cripple clown clips, one of Catalano cripple clown clips, one of Catalano cripple clown clips, one of Catalano cripple clown clips. He's
His name is Karmic said, and you don't ever know what to expect. He roams the streets of a small town down in Minnesota, where he thinks he can ride solo. He run his mouth all about Joey C, who we all know is the biggest one to see. Carmiacs can't stop riding on Joey C. Then he must prove to himself he really just sucks like all the rest. Because there's only room for one king, he wears that big old ring. Singing like a king while Carmix goes down on the rest. He's one of Catalano crippled clown clips. His name is Karmic said.
Calling the class.
How about that one? Let's go. Come. Yo, Joey C, your neighborhood is spooky. Like the comic killer, our best friend Tukey. Yo, Joey C, you always say you have a great sensibility like ROJ. Yo, Joey C, the super chats are seamless, just like Cardiff Electric, who's a motherfucking genius. Let's go.
You a punk, a sissy, your nickname's doo-doo. Your feet don't match and you don't love Jesus. Punk, a sissy, your nickname's doo-doo. Your feet don't match and you don't love Jesus.
Yo, Joey C, your neighborhood is spooky. Like the comic killer, our best friend Tukey. Yo, Joey C, you always say you have a great sensibility like ROJ. Yo, Joey C, the super chats are seamless, just like Cardiff Electric, who's a motherfucking genius.
Anybody want to send me some tortillas and some watermelons? I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? Why you be bouncing on me, bro?
Let's go.
How about that one? Huh?
Sunday late nights, I'm the voice of the street. Chicago born and raised with the concrete beats. Once feared in the alleys to storm the fight. Now I bring that truth to the world every day we see. Late nights, tell her how it goes. From Chi-Town roots to the truth I expose. The man, the myth, the story, the flame. Put respect on the legacy, remember the name. Joey C, late nights, tell her how it goes. From Chi-Town roots to the truth I expose. The man, the myth, the story, the flame. Put respect on